bud.
Listen, bud, we're in the back corner.
Yeah.
I parked the car in the dooryard.
Yeah.
I went, look at them yowins going of it. That's Beals Island
Yowins?
specifically. Yeah, look at them yowins going of it.
Yeah. You got your pop.
I got a soda, bro.
Got your pop. Yeah. She ain't scared.
We had my grandparents had next door neighbors who had the same last name as them and were ostensibly in some way related, but we have no idea how. But we called their kids our cousins, but it was probably like 23rd cousins. And they would always talk about pepper and things like that. Put a lot
They
of
peppered it.
and
We're talking about a Maine accent. For
yeah,
the listeners.
they went swimming up to Shin Pond and they got leeches on them, so they just peppered them with salt. You got to just pepper them with salt.
That's a
Yeah. Can't get there from here.
Yeah, bud. Yeah. Well, welcome back to the back corner. We're going to be stuck to the dozens of listeners. We are glad you're back. We are excited today. I'll introduce our esteemed guests and friends in just a second, but we wanted to let everybody know, as per usual, we've got a website, we've got some merch, some merchandise. We got a wicked hoodie.
Wicked hoodie.
It's wicked, bud.
Some wicked warm.
Yeah.
You get out there on a cold day, that northeast wind just a blowing right through you. You put that hoodie on, you'll be wicked warm.
Oh, my.
My whole mother's family.
Yeah.
It's the native tongue.
I like it. I love it.
I
like how it. I think I like the Newfoundland accent better, but I do like the.
My wife and
the
I were
Mainness.
married for almost 2 years before I could stop translating my grandparents for her.
She understands. She's fluent Maine now.
She can speak it now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I have my aunt Roxine, who probably doesn't listen to this, but has an amazing Maine accent, is like my wife's favorite person in the world. But yeah, like for the first 2 or so years we were together, she wouldn't have been able to understand a word she said.
Yeah, I used to resent like how we talked. Like,
right.
like just like even the Maritimers.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that slack jaw.
Fix it.
No, I'm good with it.
You're
now.
good with it.
I just
You're not
I've
too far gone. Though.
It's
owned my
economical.
home.
Yeah.
A good maritime accent's economical. No wasted jaw movement
don't-
whatsoever.
The jaw stays pretty stationary.
Yeah, you just a little move of the tongue, the odd touch of the lips. But
Yeah.
no, you don't.
I don't even think we have an accent.
I know.
Say hi to your mom.
I don't
for me.
hear it.
I don't hear the accent.
I don't hear it
And your
either.
father.
Speaking of our website and other things we remind you to do, it'd be great if you could like and subscribe and
actually
share.
do it too. Like
Genuinely.
we're saying this because it's what podcasts do, but
Well, no, but
would help.
it helps other people to find it, right? And it pushes it up the algorithm. So we're not asking you to do it for our ego so that we'll have more likes. We're asking you to do it for our ego so we'll have more listeners.
Yeah,
We don't care about the likes. We care about the listening.
Yeah, we do want more people to jump in the back.
That's what
corner.
I'm saying.
We're having fun with it.
But yeah, it's not just about like some sort of stupid, we're looking at the like count or feeling good about it. We would like more people to be able to hear it and find it. If you enjoy it, share it with somebody else.
But we are pleased. We're pleased with the dozens, though.
Listen,
It's a good crew.
the great thing about the dozens and dozens is we'll never have to change that.
No, it's true.
Because every number technically
You're safe.
Yeah.
can be divided by 12.
It's a dozen
in some
million.
sense. Yeah.
Yeah,
You know.
us and Rogan.
Yeah.
We're coming for you, Joe.
Joe's getting wicked nervous. He feels us breathing right at his heels.
Right down his neck.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Today's official sponsor, I think this might be the last time we do this, maybe, is Harvest Women's Conference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last time it's the
one.
official sponsor for this season, not the last time we do Harvest Women's Conference.
Yeah. Well, presuming we're back next fall.
Lest there be any confusion.
Yeah.
I just had visions of someone going, do you know Brent announced in the back corner this is the last time they're doing Harvest Women's Conference?
Thank you for correcting that.
Just clarifying. No correction. Just clarification.
Julie, you got any encouragement for any of our listeners why they should jump in on the Harvest?
Yeah, it's just incredible. I didn't think I was going to be able to go this year,
Right.
and I just found out that I can go. So
Oh, man.
I am so excited. Last year, I did enjoy it, but I was kind of only there in body because
Right.
I just found out the bad news the night before. But
Yeah.
I can't wait to be there. The worship is incredible. And man,
Yeah, Julie just
the
finished
speakers are
cancer
awesome.
treatment, so what's your excuse, ladies?
I know. I was
She
there.
had just diagnosed last year and she showed up, and she just finished treatment this
Yeah,
year and she's showing
I'll
up.
be there. I
Yeah.
can't wait.
Yeah.
So-
Can't wait.
Yeah.
But no, it's just incredible
You know,
seeing
yeah.
that many women just worshiping, and I mean,
Truly.
the sessions are amazing. It's awesome.
Super powerful.
Love it.
time.
We tried to convince the powers that be to let us record a live episode of The Back Corner there. And it didn't. It wasn't
shot down?
It wasn't wildly
Really?
received.
Okay.
It wasn't.
Had to pull rank.
It wasn't universally embraced.
This is happening.
Maybe your wife should do it in
Hey.
your place.
My wife has some say in the
she has
harvest.
some say.
There you
stuff,
go.
Yeah.
and she wasn't for it.
And she was
No,
for
she
it.
was.
for the
She
back
wasn't
corner,
against it.
so I was like,
She wasn't for you. She was against you.
I was gonna pull rank, and then she pulled rank.
She wants.
Who outranks the guy who outranks?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a,
There you go.
exactly. If you want to know who's in charge,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, for sure. So you can register for that still. That's at harvestconference.ca. And yeah, it's filling up, and we're excited about it. So it's
Yeah.
happening October
17th and 18th.
Yeah,
17th and
that's
18th, yeah.
Yeah.
So coming right up. Today's unofficial sponsor,
Generosity.
giving.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just shout out to giving.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good for you.
Right now, as of the time of this recording, it is Love Week
Yeah.
for King's Church, and we've been giving money and time and all kinds of stuff away.
Incredible.
Makes you feel
Been a
good.
good week.
Yep.
I got to be part of my first ever like delivery
Oh yeah,
for Love Week the other day.
So
It's
fun.
a good
Okay.
time. It's a good time.
it is fun.
Yep.
Yeah, I've done a couple this week myself. and it's
Yeah.
Yeah,
Really-
us too.
Yeah.
Awesome.
really refreshing. So it does the get it really is more blessed to give than receive.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
It does good stuff for you.
It really
Yeah.
does.
Yep.
So
Good for your head.
Incredible.
Good for your heart.
Yeah.
well, let me
Yeah.
give an intro to our guests. I got some like background music for us. Oh, that's pumping in the edifiers. Hold on.
I feel so edified.
Here we go. Today we have Adam.
Wicked loud.
We need a little more than that.
A little more. You don't cut the music on us totally.
Did it go away? Let's try again. There we go.
There
All
we
right.
go.
Today in the back corner we have Adam and Julie Brewer. They serve on staff here at King's. Where is my?
It's just a short.
dropping out.
It's just a short clip, bro.
That's annoying. Oh,
Yeah.
we have Adam and Julie. Oh man, I want the
I
two.
know.
ones.
I
It
kind
felt
of do
good,
too.
didn't it?
I'm not starting without something.
Oh, I see what's happening.
want the
I can
full-
see what's happening. Hold on.
When I said
Hold
yes,
on.
I want the
Oh, and
full
now it just
package.
crashed. All right, never mind. Yeah, thank you. Adam and Julie serve on staff here at King's Church. They lead our West location here in St. John, and they've been doing that for a number of years. Also, even predating that, they have been at the forefront of our recovery ministries here at King's, and not just here at the Valley, but really multiplying that as part of our DNA as a church. And we've seen, no exaggeration, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people come through that ministry, and it all really originated with you guys. And we'll get into that story some, because we got a lot to talk about. I mean, you got the whole recovery journey and then the whole cancer journey, and so let's hope we can scratch the surface of some of that.
Wish
But-
there was less to talk about.
Like when you're a kid, you hope your life is exciting, and then you reach an age, you're like, I would like it if my life was more boring,
Less
please.
exciting, please. Less exciting.
Nothing happens. Sounds great to me.
But it is going to be truly exciting to talk. You know, we're very recent on the other side of a battle with cancer, and just seeing God's faithfulness through all of that, and so many answered prayers, and
Yep.
truly exciting, and excited to have you guys, and just to have some friends in the back corner as well. We're friends with all of them, but you know, you guys
You're friends with all.
are but
Some of the guests are total strangers.
there's levels to friendship though.
It's weird. It's weird to sit down these days in the back corner with people that I've known for more than 8 minutes.
Yeah.
That's happened.
Yeah, we are friends, actually. So
Yeah,
that's
like
cool, right?
legitimately know each other and
Yeah.
have interactions outside of the context of
Yeah.
you're going to be on the back corner.
Yeah. So welcome, Adam and Julie Brewer. Come on, dozens. Hey, we got the applause track. So
Yeah.
we don't that often have a female in the back corner.
As it is indicated by the fact that we refer to them as females. Some sort of
One of them, they're female.
what are them ones, with the female-y ones there?
With the XX chromosome in the building. And,
The one that's like our mom?
Yeah, and so we wanted to. We have a segment that we have done when anytime the Lady Dozens are in the building,
Okay.
and it's called "For All Mankind."
One small step for man.
Love it.
The idea here is you got a chance to tell all the male listeners who are listening right now something that would help their lives. Hey, if you guys would just do this.
Yeah. I have.
The women in your life would be.
And these aren't just about me. So don't. This is not
this
about
might be a
Adam.
lesson
This
more
is
general.
an opportunity. My husband's sitting right here.
Yeah.
So,
Use
one
one that
thing-
I do well, maybe.
Now's your chance. You got many dozens of men listening right now. A lot of husbands listening.
And probably a dozen women cheering you on.
Yeah.
I'll give 2 quick ones.
All right.
Okay.
2? That
Yeah.
quick?
Yeah.
You've been thinking about this?
I
she's
just told her 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
She's got 'em-
Okay.
These are just pent up.
These were right on the tip of her tongue.
Yeah.
I
before
promise
she
won't be
showed
the
up.
last time I hear about these 2 things.
This is probably not the first time you heard about it.
You'll come home and this episode will just be
So
playing on
this
Turn
repeat.
the
one-
AC up, maybe in here.
This one's for all men, but it's for my husband and my 2 teenage boys. So, cleaning a kitchen is not just like wiping the crumbs off the counter to the floor.
Oh, my wife is cheering you on right now.
And they put the dishes in the sink.
She thinks
but
that-
the food in the sink matters. Like the
dirty dishes
food-
in the sink mean they're
But the
unfinished
actual
cleaning
food, no, even if they put the dishes in the dishwasher, there's bits of food that are still in the sink. Like
That's what the dishwasher's for, though. Oh,
no, in the sink. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. There's always in the
Melanie
morning.
Melanie wants me to clean the dishes before they go in
Yeah,
the
there's
dishwasher.
some
No,
of that
I'm not
too.
even. I'm not actually. He is more like he puts the dishes in the dishwasher the correct
But
way.
the food waste
I
needs
don't
to
care.
go in the
But there's
garbage, not in the sink.
So when we were living at the camp, Lincoln would go home to work for a couple of days, and there was food rotting in the sink.
He thinks
Like-
that if it's in the
Job's
sink,
done.
it's clean.
Like, yeah,
Which I would
yeah.
tend to agree.
The sink cleans it.
It's clean in the morning when I get out.
Now, see, I think the sink dirties everything.
So
Like
that's
if
one.
if I
They
had a
say the
if I
sink is
scrubbed
dirtier
if I
than a
scrubbed
toilet.
my sink and then put a spoon on it, I could not reuse that spoon.
No, because it's actually dirtier than a toilet.
yeah,
they've
no, it's-
tested.
I'm not
It's
a
disgusting.
germaphobe at all.
Yeah.
I was raised by a germaphobe, and it is deep within me.
Okay.
And the other one, and
That's a good one.
this one might not be. This isn't funny. It might be a little too serious, but you're afraid.
I'm very afraid. Very, very much so.
Men need to take pictures of their wives. They need to take pictures. Don't just because it's mostly the females
Oh, 'cause, like,
that
if
are
she goes
taking all
missing-
the pictures.
Oh, no.
Well, I mean, with what we just went through, it was panicked. Like, I need to take more pictures of you.
I tried to take lots of pictures of you, and you didn't want me to.
Well,
Maybe
with
it's-
clothes on.
Oh, so many details. So
Like-
picky.
Just at family events, you just need to start taking pictures of your wives because
Let it be known. Let it be known. I try to snap pictures of my wife.
okay, that's great.
She doesn't like
Well, they were
it.
two pretty
I'm
easy
the
ones, too.
only
I can
picture
handle those.
taker in our family.
My wife
Like,
and I never
at
take pictures of each
birthdays-
other. We just send back and forth pictures of our dog to each other.
Okay. Take pictures of your wife.
I like that. This
Yeah.
is good.
Yeah.
Men,
It's
you're
pretty
welcome.
simple, fellas.
Yeah.
We can handle that.
We can. Yeah, it's all
Yeah.
doable. It's all.
Yeah.
I can hire a cleaner, and
Right. Take pictures
And I can
of
take
food in the
pictures.
sink. Send it to your wife. Check.
now when you take that picture of your wife, can we post it without your permission?
No. No. That's a whole other
Okay.
thing that you have to get
See?
permission.
A lot of my backdrops. A lot of my
25
screens.
we-
I'm
Yeah, look.
impressed. I'm impressed. That's
Dude, I
good.
got lots of pictures of you.
I love looking at my wife.
I just
So
have endless pictures of my dog.
You have pictures that I wouldn't want you to show anyone, though.
Mostly sent from my wife.
I also have pictures that Melanie doesn't want people
Yeah,
to see.
Yeah, like-
no, you have to have pictures that are appropriate if you
Remember
ever
my
needed them.
Screensaver of you in the bathing suit.
Yeah,
You-
like not that.
screensaver. It was a really nice picture in it, like a decent bathing suit. But every time I opened my phone, it was a little much.
Well, people didn't get like a really good glance. They might think it's somebody else.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
it's true. Anyway,
And of course, the person can't go, hey, could I see that?
Yeah.
If they're wondering, right? Like, you can't ask
Especially
that
because
question.
this past year I didn't look like that in any way. No
there
hair.
were a few situations where I did feel weird when I opened it. It was like
Back to back. Every time I touch
look.
my. Every time I touch my.
I'm like
good
really
about yourself.
impressed. I'm really
Brent's like,
impressed.
yeah, okay.
Okay. He's got one.
I got no pictures of my wife, but I never put food in the
All right,
sink.
Julie, that was good. That wasn't
All
too
right.
heavy. That wasn't too heavy. It was
Well,
practical.
that deserves an applause.
Yeah.
We're hearing it.
Yeah.
Well done.
All right.
Well done. You want to
Okay.
cue us up, AJ?
Yeah, so our next segment, we introduced this a couple episodes ago. It's called A Hill I'll Die On. This is your chance to share a hot take, a controversial opinion, or a ridiculously strong preference on something relatively inconsequential that you're willing to fight over. It's a hill I'll die on.
We have a soundbite.
Oh,
Remember? I don't think this is still a relative.
Yeah, you got some problems there.
I guess we'll just have to move on.
Without the sounds? Oh, I'm going to want to redo.
just imagine a sound, everybody.
We're only getting half
Remember,
of
it
the
was
experience.
oh my goodness, the production value today is struggling, but
That escalated quickly.
No, there it is. Yeah.
It really got out of hand fast. It jumped up a notch. It did, didn't it?
that escalated quickly. So a hill I'll die on.
Yeah.
Something that you just want to say, you want to draw a line in the sand and say, I will die on that hill. Want to kick us off, AJ? You want me to kick us off?
Yeah, you go for it.
Mine's kind of a serious one. It's not jam and cheese whiz. Mine is I am ready to stake my claim that I think it would be better for all mankind if we got rid of social media.
Oh,
Oh,
come
that's
on.
good.
Just like I actually think it's worse for humanity than better. And I use it. I love a good meme.
Oh.
Yeah.
I sometimes am inspired by it. You know,
I just had like a
knowing-
warm feeling over my whole body. when
if
you
I
said that.
if I had a
Like,
genie in a bottle and I could snap my fingers and just remove it from humanity.
because I'm not really
Amazing.
on
I would do
social
it.
media, and it frustrates me that I'm not on. Like every day, I feel like I need to get back on it, and I just
Yeah.
wish it would go away because you do miss out.
If everybody
Yeah.
else was off it,
Unfortunately.
that
We're
would be
stuck.
amazing.
Yeah,
We're stuck with it.
Yeah.
And I think
I feel like it's one of those things where there are good things
Yeah,
about it, but the
100%.
bad
outweighs
it's
it.
becoming more and more
it's
clear
that
that it's
becoming
more
more.
outweighs
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, that's a good
It's
one.
unanimous.
Yeah.
Let's. Maybe I'll tease this here. I would love to do like a 21-day campaign for our church to go dark.
There you go.
Just see if we could get hundreds of people to
Just
do it.
don't
People
post
we can go
hashtag
back on.
King's Dark.
Nothing. Just, we're going dark.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You don't post. I've done social media fasts before, and it's always good. But I have like not a long list, but a list of people that's the best way I have to stay in contact with
Yeah.
them.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
And I genuinely miss them.
Yeah.
I think if I had that genie and I had 3 wishes, for my first wish, I would just get rid of algorithms.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So that it was
Makes
just
it a lot
yeah.
better.
the people
Yeah.
that I
Yeah.
want to hear from, I just see whatever they post
Yeah.
in the order it comes in, like back how it was in the early days.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a living phone book.
Yes.
Yeah.
Facebook.
Or it's like a giant group chat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like this is just the things you're
Yeah.
like. Remember when blogs first became a thing?
Yep.
And it like took all day because you had to actually click to everyone, but it was just like it wasn't curated by an algorithm. It was just these are people I like and I want to see what they're
And I wanna
saying.
talk to them,
Like,
yeah.
and then someone's like, "What if we put that all in one place so
Right.
you don't have to click from blog to blog?"
Yeah.
And then all the algorithm stuff got involved and all that. Like,
Do you think we'll ever dig out? Like we're already waking up to the fact that this is bad for us. Do you think
know.
we'll ever be able
I
to
don't
undo
know.
put the toothpaste back in the?
I think the challenge is that, I mean, it could happen, but it's going to take a lot because what makes social media work is its ubiquity. Like the reason I can keep up with all of my friends on Facebook is because all of my friends are on Facebook.
Yeah.
And so people keep coming out with alternate platforms, but people don't tend to jump to them.
Right.
And even stuff like Facebook Marketplace, for crying out loud.
Oh,
like,
that's my jam.
Yeah, that's.
yeah,
Don't
like,
get rid of that one.
Back when Kijiji was a thing,
Yeah.
I would have been a
Yeah.
lot easier for me to get off social media.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But now I'm like, dude, if I want to buy some used tool or
Yeah.
sell something, or it's like, you kind of have to be on Facebook now to
Yeah.
do that, which
People
is
still
crazy.
use Kijiji.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, I was looking.
Kijiji still
it's still-
exists.
Still
I was looking for a
there.
tree stand,
Yeah, there's still stuff
and
there.
I
I was
couldn't
looking.
find one on Marketplace, and I went on Kijiji, and some guy in St. John selling it. I was like, wait, you have this posted on Kijiji and not Facebook?
That explains why I
he's a
wasn't
hunter.
selling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's a
It's
song.
harder to sell. My
Right.
son put something on Kijiji the other day and he got no hits and then moved
Right.
it on Marketplace.
Gone.
I used to use it constantly, and then I started posting on both, and like anything that ever went on Marketplace, and anything I was looking for, I'd always find on. Sometimes I'd find it on both, but I've never. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but I've never had the experience where there was something I wanted to buy that I found on Kijiji that I couldn't find on Marketplace.
Right.
You guys got a hill to die on?
Do you have one?
I don't know. You can go. I don't know. I got some silly stuff.
That's
So mine's
silly
kind of. Oh, yeah.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. So mine's kind of tech too. Is we use texting way too much. So I think the phone call.
Bring in the
We
phone.
got to bring back the phone call. Even a
Bringing
FaceTime.
phone calls back.
I'm a phone call guy.
And coffee meetings. Like there's many things that should not be said over text. Like so much could be avoided, like misunderstandings.
Or email.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The emojis don't work. Like they don't work.
Yep.
I just think that it pretty much should be a yes or no answer or a thumbs up or a heart if it's text.
Yep.
If it requires more than that, call me.
I'm a phone call guy. Drives
Yeah.
people crazy.
I love it.
But yeah, me
Yeah.
and you call.
Yeah.
I like a phone call.
I don't want to, hey, what you doing?
No.
No.
Hey, man.
No.
But my hills to die on initially, and I crossed it out, was just get rid of all the internet digital. But then I realized this
have the
very
show.
platform. The irony is, and
We're mailing out
the
VHS
show's
tapes.
over. Yeah.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Like the notion of a podcast in a post-internet world, it's like where it's legitimately like, hey, if you send a self-addressed stamped envelope, we'll put this on a VHS tape and mail it right out to
Or
you.
we take the back corner and we put it in a public space.
There you
Yeah.
go.
And it's like, hey, at Tuesdays at 10:30,
Yep.
show up at King Square
At the
for
Imperial
the next
Theater.
episode of the back corner. Hey,
I find with texting, the irony is that usually, and email, text-based digital communication, that typically it tends to be used the most often or seems in most people's mind to be something you use with someone you're not as close with.
Yeah.
yeah,
And it actually works better the closer you are. Like my wife and I can have a productive conversation via text over the course of the
Yes.
day where neither of us have to drop what we're doing and we'll know what each other
Exactly.
means.
Yes.
But then when I get a text from some person I just kind of know somewhat
Yeah.
in passing or whatever, that's where you're like, they don't know tone, they don't know how to take what I mean.
Exactly. Yeah.
Whereas like if I'm reading a text from my wife, I can tell you,
You
how
can
she would
picture them
say it
saying
if
it.
she
Yeah.
was saying it.
Yeah. Sure.
Or even like me and Brent and AJ Plaisir have had a text thread that's gone on for like 6 years now, right? And like that, very easy to just shorthand and we know what each other are saying and stuff.
Yeah.
But
I like it. I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
That's good.
Yeah.
You got one, Adam?
I don't know.
You want to up the ante and go with the Amish are right?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Let's take it up another level.
I don't know about that. Like a hill die on him. I'm not an easygoing guy, but I like to think I am. Julie would say I'm not. Could do something funny. Like, I don't know. I was thinking earlier, like we could just do like, I think like with some clothing, like say some of the way dudes dress, maybe. Like I don't think you can wear a golf shirt off the golf course.
love it.
Like a tucked in golf
This is
shirt.
what I came here for.
Like a tucked in golf shirt off the golf course. A lot of my friends and people are probably going to be mad at me, but I just think it looks kind of ridiculous.
What about our teenage boys' hairstyles?
Yeah.
The grandma cut?
Yeah,
They
right.
got
The broccoli head.
Quaff.
Yes.
They've got
Oh,
all-
yeah.
If I had hair, I'd probably wear any hairstyle, but like you can say like the men with buns too.
Yeah.
I guess I don't know if there is a man with a bun.
man bun.
Yeah, the man. There's no man bun. There's men with buns.
There, that is a hot take right
yeah.
there. There is no man bun. There are only men with
But
buns.
hey, if I had long hair, maybe I'd have a
Yeah,
bun.
exactly. We're just jealous,
I
aren't
know.
we?
Yeah,
know.
exactly.
There's not a lot of hair in the back corner.
no,
right now.
this may be our lowest level of hair.
Julie will be back next year.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right.
The full
Yes,
mane.
But yeah, that would be a funny but on a serious note, no, I don't know.
I still think actually
it doesn't have to
your
be serious.
Julie's
Okay.
hair is the longest still of anyone here.
It truly is.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, I have a hard time with golf apparel anywhere. Like I see these
Like on
guys.
the course.
Well, no,
guess
but I
it's
mean,
like
I'll
a
see these guys
uniform.
who are like whatever their style is, and then they got that weird golf like athletic business casual thing when
Yeah,
they step on the
yeah.
golf course, and I'm just
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
It's got to look business, but be athletic.
why do you
Right.
need this? Like, what is?
Yes.
It just seems so.
Yeah, like why not wear just athletic gear?
It's
Yeah.
like people who just go for a bike ride for a half an hour, like after supper, just to get
Have
the
the
blood
whole-
pumping, and they're the
The
full
full
spandex
spandex,
head. And
yeah.
it's like, dude, you're not at that level.
Like I gotta
Yeah.
shave my legs before I go
Right.
pedal bike.
This is not the Tour de France. Like,
None of that's a hill to die
you're on the
but-
Tour de Quispam, man.
Oh, there's a hill to die on, or
Yeah.
here's a hot
and slow
take.
driving here lately.
Oh.
I don't know if you live in the Valley area, if you're listening to Quispam, but
It's
It's an
bad.
issue. It's a prayer thing for me.
I
Like, it's
almost
on my.
rear-ended somebody on the
Yeah.
roundabout because they
Like-
pulled out,
Yeah.
and then I was pulling out behind them. They
Yeah.
just hit the brakes in the roundabout.
Yeah.
What are you
Yeah.
doing?
Like
Yeah.
over my lifespan of driving, there's been a few times where I've wanted to follow somebody home and be like, "What is wrong with you?" And I can say that's like daily. Like, it's like I'm
You're a
gonna
pastor.
follow.
Oh,
There's
yes,
no
I'm a
way you're going.
pastor.
Like, why are you going 30 and a 50? Like, there's like either it's a medical something's wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that would be.
I like that.
Yeah, it gets me
Yeah.
worked up a little. It's a little
Yeah.
much
Yeah.
lately. I don't know. Maybe it's.
That's good.
I don't know.
What do you got,
More
Cheese
time.
Whiz?
Yeah.
Here's a hill I'll die on. I don't like. I love Cheese Whiz. I 9 times out of 10 I'll pick processed cheese over real cheese.
That's crazy.
Yeah, my wife
That's
is very
crazy talk.
confused. I'm telling you, man, I am profoundly white trash.
Anthony pulled a chunk of cheese out of his pocket the other night. We were hanging out.
Got nothing but respect for that. If I'm just gonna eat a chunk of cheese, I just want some old cheddar.
Yeah.
You guys are like, is that a chunk of cheese?
But like,
It's amazing.
yeah, I'd put Cheese Whiz on a sandwich fast as anything else. All right, so here's my take. I think prescriptivist approaches to grammar are for people who are insecure and need a way to feel superior to others.
What do you mean?
Okay, yeah, you'd explain that for us dumber people.
Well, so there's 2 approaches to things like grammar and spelling: prescriptivist and descriptionist. Descriptivist. So one is to say like there is such thing as proper grammar.
Yep.
The other is to say as long as the other person understood what you meant,
Right.
then it was fine. It's like I took this course in college on linguistics, and one of the things the guy there talked about is that linguists don't really believe in that kind of prescriptivist grammar, in that if the speaker says it and the hearer knows what they meant, then it was fine. It doesn't
Right.
matter. So like a double negative is fine because everyone knows what you meant.
Yep.
And I don't understand what it is in people that feels they need to, like, I know what you meant enough to tell you that you said it wrong.
Yeah.
Like, well, if you know enough what I meant to tell me I said it wrong, then you know what I meant. So clearly I
leave it
said it
alone.
right. Like you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's like when people correct your spelling, which
Yeah.
is, I have a little more time for, although proper spelling is a relatively recent invention, but it is. It's like
Okay,
only
no,
been
no,
around
I
for like,
love it.
I think it
I'm
was
just
when
laughing
it
at
came in
you.
with the printing press.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that idea of like, you spelled whatever wrong. It's like, well, if you knew that's what I spelled, then clearly I spelled it fine.
I
can see that.
appreciate where you're coming from. I partially agree. However,
I knew this was coming.
I hate redundancies, like when someone says also to,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
or words that aren't words. Irregardless,
Yeah.
it's not a word. Like that stuff bugs me, and I think even though it's just because I'm smart enough to understand what you mean doesn't mean that you're right.
Well, no, but
Just leave me alone. Is what you're saying?
well, like, but why? Why does it matter?
Because
irregardless-
language matters, and
It matters because it needs to communicate something. And if you knew what it was communicating,
yes, but if you're watching language erode before your eyes, and you
erode or evolve.
or evolve, fair, but I think there needs to be there's an agreed upon set of
No,
sound.
there is not an agreed upon. There is an enforced, and that is different.
There's a set of sounds through which we communicate.
There was a bunch of people who wanted to feel superior, so like Webster just sat down and said, "This is how you spell this stuff," and now we're all
Somebody
stuck with it.
decided. yeah.
Irregardless, yeah, I don't know. It does that grinds my gears.
I would say this. There is a reason to be careful with your grammar if you want to come across as someone who is intelligent and knowledgeable on a subject.
Fair,
Right.
Because there is frequently a parallel between the ability to follow within those prescriptivist norms and being educated. And so as the communicator, you are wise to do that because of what the subtext of that is to your audience. But I think it's just, you're a pedantic idiot if you're like, when someone says, "Hey, can I borrow that?" and you go, "I don't know, can you?" Like that, you're just like, shut up.
You really want me to say may?
Right.
Yeah. Fair,
I ain't never
fair
seen
enough.
anything like that. Oh, so you have seen something like that?
Yeah.
No, dummy.
Yeah.
Like that's obviously not what it means.
Fair enough. I concede.
Hey, I won one against Brett Ingersoll.
I will.
We need a new. Forget
Yes,
this
we need another
There's a
counter.
counter for that.
I will say, but there are a lot of personalities that
Hurts.
like even when I get like a grammar or spelling error
Yeah.
on a sermon slide,
Yeah.
I hear it, and that's the only thing that person remembers that day is like,
Right.
hey, that was spelled wrong.
I have to say, I noticed that, but I would never say. I don't care.
Yeah.
I just can't help but keep my eye on it.
Pragmatically, I
about
think
it.
as a communicator, you are wise to try to avoid those.
Yes.
And I
Yeah.
do try to.
Yeah.
My mom, of
course, I
proofreads
can't.
my slides.
I can't spell, so
Yeah.
things move around for me.
Right.
What's,
If I'm really tired, literally, like I can look at a printed page and see
Yeah.
movement in the word, like in the
Right.
letters. It's the weirdest thing.
What's really scary live preaching is like anytime you're writing on something and you've got to write it and spell it out in real time.
yeah.
Even if you know how to
the word,
spell it,
yeah.
I
you're
know.
like,
I don't have great
Under
penmanship,
pressure, right.
but I will intentionally make it worse,
Worse,
when I'm
yeah,
doing
you don't
that.
know.
So people,
Yeah.
so it's like,
So
you
they're
know,
not
I'll
sure,
say the word
really.
and scribble,
Yeah.
and hopefully
Yeah.
you'll.
Yeah, exactly. I like it. Good.
Yeah.
Well, next one, next segment before we get into just conversation about the Brewer story, we have a fan favorite around here we call Overrated, Overhated, where we basically discuss a topic and whether or not it's getting too much hate or not enough, maybe,
Okay.
or it's aptly hated, or
Or people think it's a really big deal, and it's just not.
yeah. Do you want to? Cue up our first?
Ron's got or producer Ron, has a clip for us here to kick off this first one. I'll read this. 38 years ago, there was only one Star Wars trilogy. But since then, there have been a prequel trilogy, a sequel trilogy, a sequel to the prequel, a prequel to the sequel, countless TV spin-offs, a movie spin-off of the TV spin-off, which is both a prequel and a sequel, not to mention 2 Dunes, 7 Jurassic Parks.
Wow.
2 Avatars plus 3 upcoming Avatars, making 5 Avatars. 36 MCU movies with 2 different Robert Downey Jr.'s, DCU attempt number 1, DCU attempt number 2, an animated Lion King, a live-action animated Lion King, a live-action animated Lion King prequel, 8 Harry Potter movies, a TV series remaking the same 8 Harry Potter movies, a whole streaming service of Star Trek, 7 Alien movies, 2 of which were also Predator movies, not to be mistaken for the 6 Predator movies that are not also Alien movies, 1 Prometheus, which is kind of an Alien movie, 4 Beatles movies, and Oppenheimer. But in 38 years, there has only ever been one Spaceball.
Which was a Star Wars knockoff.
Yes, well, this was the announcement of the coming of Spaceballs 2, which is in production right now.
okay.
And so
This is the marketing.
with that kind of setting the scene for us, it seems like the majority of major movies these days are either the reboot or continuation of some well-established franchise like the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Star Wars, or the new Naked Gun movie, or they're a sequel coming decades after the original like Happy Gilmore 2 or Spaceballs 2, which is currently in the works. Some people say this is a great thing because we keep revisiting universes and characters we already love. Others say it signals the death of creativity and that Hollywood's fixation on these established properties means new and fresh stories never get told. What do you say? Franchises, reboots, and sequels, overrated or overhated?
Well done.
Thank you.
That was a fast read too on that scroll.
Yeah.
I'm
good.
not going to lie with you. It speeds up.
Yeah.
It was going. It was moving.
I was working hard.
Man, it did. Just seeing all that.
Yeah.
It did make
Yeah.
it like
Yeah,
we
like,
are
wow.
suckers.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
are suckers.
Yeah. And they said 7 Jurassic Parks. Like, I'd probably watch an 8th.
Yeah.
Is that it? Although I didn't watch the 7th.
I respect their restraint in not mentioning Fast and Furious, but I guess
my.
they were
Oh,
mostly
yeah.
focused
Yeah,
on like
that's
science
one.
fiction-y
Yeah.
kind
That's
of.
just that one genre.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Wow.
Or I mean, you could argue well, there's been 128 Bond movies.
Yeah.
Right?
Crazy.
There's
A
been
lot of Mission Impossibles.
Yeah, the original 3 Indiana Jones plus however many more of those they've
yeah.
made now, another 2 or 3 I
At
think.
least. Maybe, yeah.
Do you think the movie franchise is overrated or overhated? Do you like it overall, or do you think that is kind of
But
dumb?
7 or 8 Rocky movies. Sorry, I'm still.
I think I like it.
Yeah. I
I
do
think
too.
I'm okay with it. I think so.
Because I already know if I like it or not. So I'm not going to
Fair
waste
enough.
my time.
Yeah.
Plus, with the
I
kids.
like a good reboot. too.
Yeah, with the kids too. Like
Yeah, with the kids,
we'll
it's fun.
tell them about old movies that we used to watch, and then
Yeah,
they'll get
make
on the
them watch
new
them,
one,
and
and
then
then
they
they'll go
leave halfway
backwards.
through.
Like
Yeah.
Sawyer watched all the Rockies. He was
Yeah.
obsessed with Rocky.
Huh.
So
Yeah, maybe.
I guess it depends if I liked the sequel or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I find within movies, it's not impossible, but it's rare that the sequel or sequels will be as good as
Oh,
the
for sure.
original.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Some of them are like
Yeah.
Rocky 4 is the best
Yeah, yeah,
Rocky,
yeah.
and we all
Yeah.
know that.
Yeah, I don't think
Yeah.
they're better, but I think you've got me.
Yeah.
Terminator 2, I think, was better than Terminator
Yeah, for
1.
sure.
Yeah, so sometimes the
Godfather
yeah.
2 is widely accepted as the best of
Best
the three
one, yeah.
Godfathers.
Yeah.
Although Terminator 2 made Terminator 1 better.
Ooh.
I found.
A lot
After
of
you
those
watched.
though, like there was a preset story that was already like
Yeah.
too much for one movie.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
right.
But the ones that I think are terrible are like Dumb and Dumber or
Yeah,
Yeah.
no doubt.
or
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
just they tried to
Yeah.
capitalize
I
on
think
a,
an intentional trilogy where they filmed
Yes,
the
when
first
it's
movie.
intentional. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
knowing.
Knowing, like with those
Yes.
is a very
Like
different
Back to the
thing
Futures?
than
Yeah.
we made it, and it turned out to be
Yeah.
Yeah.
popular.
Very good.
So we just kept making them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we
Yeah.
I think-
Happy
Yeah.
Gilmore. That was so
Totally.
dumb.
Yeah. Yeah.
So dumb.
Super dumb.
There was no like that wasn't one of those. And at the end of Happy Gilmore 1, you were like, dude, how are they going to tie this all up?
Yeah, yeah,
Guys,
Wait 30 years.
30 years.
Yeah.
We'll put a bow on it for
The
you.
only people who liked Happy Gilmore 2 were golfers.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
Because they had all the
Sure.
pro golfers and like,
Yeah.
oh, that's so.
And no offense on
I
the
know.
golf shirt thing. You guys look great.
Or diehard Adam Sandler fans.
yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Which
Yeah.
is why I
But you got to be
watched.
pretty diehard because
Yeah.
that guy's made some horrible movies.
Yeah.
I think TV franchises have kind of wrecked movies for me though too. Like especially with like a series of movies. Like just make it a TV show then.
Yeah,
Like, I like
I'm
that.
more into. I would much rather. I think it like an 8-series TV show
Yeah.
now than a movie.
Same.
Yeah,
Yeah.
For sure.
for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know how I can answer this one in some sense because I don't like movies. Like I couldn't tell you the last time I enjoyed a movie. It's very rare. Every
watch
once in a
shows?
great while. Not much. I will watch a show with my wife, but generally because she's watching it.
Yeah.
And I would say I've got too short of an attention span, but
It's back to the social media thing.
like last
Yeah.
week though, I spent like 35 minutes watching a guy fix a French horn on YouTube.
Well, that's
So it's like-
oh for
That's your
sure.
I don't think
TV.
it's a short attention span. Though.
Yeah.
You know what I
Right.
mean? Like it's one
you
of
have
those
to be
like
interested.
Oh, yeah.
it's just my tastes are so
Yeah.
different now.
Yeah.
But I would say in general, I find a lot of the sequels and reboots and all that. They're not really doing much new. It's just kind of more of the same in a way I don't find particularly interesting. But the bigger thing for me is I kind of like I think of like the Matrix trilogy.
Yeah.
Like that was so like has somebody written another one of those in the last 25 years and it can't get made because we're too busy cranking out another whatever. You
Right.
know what I mean? Like
Yes.
it's
It
more
does seem it's biting into the art, like into the storytelling.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Good new
Yeah.
stories.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
So it's like if I was confident it was a both and, I wouldn't care because
Right.
I don't care how many movies they make.
And this is anecdotal, but I think maybe a lot of the writers that go in to do something long are already thinking TV series.
Yeah.
Because most of the good new stories
Yes.
Yeah.
are TV series.
Yeah.
They're not movies.
And you were saying with your attention span, I have a short one, and I actually think the series locked me in. Like in a movie, I'll bail halfway through, but a series, I don't know what it is.
totally,
It
yeah,
gets
like,
me.
Yeah.
The
Like,
first
I can binge watch like 8 episodes, but I can't get through an hour and a half movie.
Exactly. The first hour of the movie, I'm just dying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the 6th episode, I'm like, let's see where this goes.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
yeah. I watched the whole season yesterday.
Yeah.
I wonder if the streaming platforms too. Like, I feel like right now there's a huge, like, apparently there's a lot of pressure on the actual like movies, as in to be released in theaters. Movies like it's got to perform because it's such an expensive process.
Yeah.
Whereas I wonder if the streaming services, they've got a little more venture capital.
They can take
because they're
risks.
new, and
Yeah.
they can afford to just we'll throw it up and
See it.
right.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be the most impressive thing that weekend or whatever.
Yeah.
It can just. This is the other thing that it's adjacent to the whole movie prequel sequel and how much they hype them up and stuff that I've never been able to forget when we used to do church in a movie theater, and I remember something, I don't remember what it was coming out once, and there was just ads everywhere for it, posters everywhere, and I said to one of the guys who was like a manager at the theater, I said, "Do you think that's going to be any good?" And he says, "No, it's terrible." I said, "Oh, have you seen it?" And he said, "No, but it's terrible." I said, "How do you know?" He said, "See how hard they're advertising it."
Oh,
I go,
wow.
I said, what do you mean? He said, if a movie is bad and they spend a lot of money on it, they know their only hope is to make that money on the opening weekend, because once a lot of people have seen it and say how bad it is, no one's coming. Okay. And so he said, actually, the harder you see a movie marketed, the worse it probably is. And kind of the whole, I think the lady doth protest too much kind of a thing.
Okay.
And like, if they know it's really, really good, why waste the money on marketing?
So if it's on the McDonald's Happy Meal box, you can.
I mean, a little bit, yeah.
it's
But
gonna
like, if it's all over social media and they're paying,
they're panicking.
They're just going, we have to get everybody to come see it before anyone has come seen it, because once somebody has come seen it, they'll tell everyone it's not worth seeing.
Yeah, it's like a one weekend
Yeah,
shot.
they got to make the money that first weekend. So
Wow.
Okay.
and that's what a lot of those franchises, they just kind of smack of that to me, like, hey, remember that thing you like? This is that thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if,
Probably
it's just us, but it does seem like I just don't care about movies anymore.
No,
I
I'm
don't know
trying
if
to
it's the
think,
stage of life or if it's just where the world's moved, but I watch YouTube and read books.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say I miss going to the theater.
Yeah, I used to.
I
enjoy
liked
that
the
a lot.
ritual of going to the theater. I didn't like the expense.
The last box office smash that I actually liked was Top Gun 2.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was going to say
Yeah.
the
The
same
last
thing.
one, I was
That
like,
was
that's just a good movie. This
That
is
was
a
a good
feel-good
movie, yeah.
movie.
Yeah. I know. Like, when's the
It's
last
just like
time?
Tom Cruise doing Tom Cruise things.
Yeah.
And
Mission
jets and
Impossible, the last
forever
one.
to come
like,
America.
The movie wasn't awesome, but it felt like you were kind of like at a theme park. Like, it was a whole bunch of like stunts, so it was kind of cool to watch. Like Tom Cruise, same thing.
on
It's
the
like-
big screen.
Yeah, on
you
the big
gotta
screen.
see it on the silver
Yeah.
screen.
I couldn't
Yeah.
tell you the last movie I actually saw in theater. I'm
I
trying
couldn't
to think
either.
of it now.
I didn't even see Top Gun in the theater.
The last one I can remember seeing was goodness, it was one of the first. I think it was the first new Star Wars.
Oh yeah,
Like not the
Jar Jar Binks.
no. The next round.
Oh,
with
okay.
Ray.
Oh,
and
yeah,
the
yeah.
Force
Force Awakens.
Force Awakens. That's the last one I can definitely remember seeing. I feel like there might have been one or two.
I went to those in the theater.
Every now and again, we'll go with the kids.
Yeah.
We got another. We got another one. You want me to cue this one up?
Yeah, sure.
All
Go
right.
for
We
it.
have a graphic for the viewers, I think.
Yep. And we'll reference it here, but
There has been a long trend in Western culture towards less people attending church services, and those who do attend, attending less frequently. If you ask most pastors today, they'll tell you the regular attender is likely only attend a couple times per month. That is true. Often, those less frequent attenders will cite ideas like I can worship God anywhere, or they'll insist on regular worship attendance as a form of legalism or religiousness, when the important thing is your personal relationship with God. Meanwhile, most recent research from Barna Group shows that millennials and even Gen Z are actually more likely to be church attenders than their boomer or Gen X parents, indicating that as a generation, they see some value in church attendance, more value than earlier generations did. What do you say? Is religiously regular church attendance overrated or overhated? Go ahead, pastors.
for those of you who can't see the graphic, it just breaks down average church attendance by generation, and says elders tend to that would be the older than boomers.
So like the greatest generation.
1.4 times per month.
Busters.
Boomers also 1.4 times a month. Gen X 1.6 times a month. Millennials 1.8 times per month, and Gen Z 1.9 times per month. That's from Barna. So that's not more people in those generations. It's how frequently people in those generations attend. I would say the elders generation, we got to give
They
them
get
a
a
little bit
pass.
of break because they're like old. They could break a hip. Yeah. Some poor 98-year-old like, I'm doing my best.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
But it would, even the most frequent Gen Z are still just under half the time.
Wow.
It's funny to think though, like I've wondered this about boomers, because the boomer generation were also the ones that, like when I was a kid, I think all of us actually were in this scenario where our parents
You didn't miss.
never missed.
No, we didn't go
They
twice a
went
month.
every Sunday morning, every Sunday night, and every Wednesday night.
Yep.
Yep.
And never miss. But now that generation, now that they're in their 60s and 70s, are pretty flighty on just the regular. Not all of them. Again, I feel some offense arising in some people. Like I go every week.
Yeah.
We know. Yeah, but as a trend,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you see them about this amount.
Of course, that would include like boomers in more like mainline churches where maybe that never
That's
was
true.
the tradition, right?
Yeah.
Right.
I know in my church growing up, if someone wasn't there on Sunday and you didn't know for a fact why they were away, you checked to see
Yeah.
how they were feeling.
Oh, yeah.
Are you sick?
And not as
Or
like a
something?
passive aggressive thing. It was just a safe assumption that something had happened. They were sick or something, you know.
My mom's church, they would actually take attendance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
What do you
the,
mean?
the Brewers aren't here.
They would take attendance.
Roll call.
Oh, like
Yeah,
oh, yeah.
roll call before church started.
Imagine how long that would take at our church.
Well, I remember back
Yeah,
in,
Mr. Smith. Oh,
back in the day,
No,
I don't
the
know.
other Mr. Smith.
I don't know if they still do, but Moncton Wesleyan, which was a decent sized church, they actually would have someone just step up in the middle of service onto stage
take pictures.
and do a slow pan with a video camera across the crowd. And then they would spend like 2 hours
To
in
see
staff
who
meeting
wasn't there.
just
Yeah.
going, who's here and who's not, like tracking that stuff.
Yeah.
Wild.
Yeah, but the dam was breaking though, because it did. There has truly been a shift with that Boomer generation.
Totally.
Yeah.
And Gen X as well, for sure.
Yeah.
It's interesting to see though that Gen Z.
On behalf of Gen X, I'd just like to say we were never that into anything.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Are you guys Gen X?
Sort of our
79. So
Yeah.
I'm right
Yeah.
there.
Very
So
Very
you guys are technically you're 78.
Yeah.
So it's 78 to 83 are technically Zennials.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you may identify
Yeah.
more or less
Yeah.
with one, but
Yeah.
I'm on the front end of millennials, but
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm an
Very
old
close.
millennial.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm it's interesting to see, and I see that with my kids. Like they're like in fact, in the summer when I take vacation and I actually intentionally try not to come just for my own soul.
Yeah.
Because I think a pastoral relationship on Sunday is a little bit of a different thing.
Yeah.
You can never go to your own church and not be at work.
Right.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and,
Sure.
and so like I'll not go, and like I had to like sit down with my teenagers and be like, no, this is why I'm not.
Yeah,
They're
this
like, you're
is
not going to
okay.
church. Do you even love Jesus anymore?
You know, you could go somewhere
Yeah.
else.
It's complicated for me. You
Yeah.
know, like in,
Yeah,
a,
for
in a
sure.
small town.
Go to
Yeah.
mass.
Yeah.
If I,
it is.
that's what I need. I need to go to
No one,
Catholic mass.
no one will know who you are, and B, if they do,
Yeah.
they won't care.
Yeah, it's like I just I
Because you're a
always
dirty
I
Protestant.
put myself in the pastor's shoes though. Why is Brent here?
Yeah.
Is he
right.
Scoping
Right.
this out. Like,
Yeah.
is he
Yeah.
trying to steal my people?
Yeah, exactly.
So it's, but yeah, they were my kids this past summer. They're both of them. I saw the wheels turn and like, do you
Yeah.
still love Jesus? Though?
Yeah. They're
I-
You know,
worried.
like they would never miss.
I always used to go to mass when I was on vacation because I felt really out of place there, and it just reminded me like how weird it is to go to church.
Yeah.
And it gave me new sympathy for guests at our. But then I kind of knew how
Yeah.
it went, and there was a less of that. But still, like just going like, I bet you the weird way I feel like I don't know what to do. I don't know what like. I bet you most people who come to my church, even though I would argue my church much more targeted towards making that a comfortable experience for them. But
Yeah.
again, that's like, yeah, I think it's comfortable.
Yeah.
They probably don't.
I think we're all probably on the same page on this, so it's not a big shock. But I would say it's actually never been more beneficial and valuable to go every week.
Oh, absolutely.
Just the even going back to the news cycles and how chaotic everything is, and people are on social media and there's just everything's just swarming at people. I think that rhythm of getting in a space with other believers, experiencing God, the transcendent, being reminded that, you know, like all of these things are temporary. Like I really think the value of going physiologically
Yeah.
in, you know, the incarnational component of our faith is so punchy right now.
Oh, for
It's
sure.
so hot right now.
Yeah.
Church attendance. It's so hot right now.
And I think, and I actually, and I don't, it'd be interesting to see where these trends go in another 3 or 4 years. I think everyone's feeling that.
Yeah.
And I would say, if you asked me 2 or 3 years ago, you know, does your core, the average like person that would say, I go to King's Church and I'm invested and I'm part of it, I would say, yeah, they probably come 2 out of 4 weekends.
Yeah.
I actually think that's going up.
I think so too.
I think it's
yeah.
2.5 to 3 times.
Yeah.
And again, there's a lot of really good Christians.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd
that-
be even seasonal with that number. Like it wouldn't be consistent every month, like over the average, but summertime, like in particular, people travel would be less, but lots of time from September till spring,
Yeah.
it's like 3 to 4 a month.
And a lot of them are
consistently.
being very intentional too. Like, you know, if you have sports teams and stuff
Yeah.
for whatever
Yeah.
reason, they're still checking in online and they want to stay in
Yeah.
step with how we're tracking.
But yeah, like you were saying, being healthy to be in church more than ever. And Julie, we'll share more of her story obviously in a second, but just over this past season of not being able to even get to church for Julie's end. And then for me, physically not wanting to feel like I could even go or get there, just with the weight and the heaviness of things and not wanting to go, and end up being my job. And then once getting there, even in my job, realizing
I needed this.
that I probably wouldn't have make it till the next week. Like I have great friends and I have community and I can talk with the Lord and lots of prayer and meetings. But that corporate time of worship for me, it was probably one of the first times in my life. I don't know if that's accurate, but where I really realized the importance of that community.
Yeah.
And if you're not investing in that, it is a miss.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Do you find, like, especially within recovery ministry, do you find that oftentimes when a person is experiencing the most resistance to go,
Yeah.
it's probably the most important time for them to go?
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Exactly.
It's like, oh, I don't need it. Or,
Yeah.
you know, I'm good.
Yeah.
Yep.
We
Yep.
have people testify to that all the time.
Yeah.
Like even the people that are leading worship, I've heard them often say,
I didn't wanna come."
even want to come. And they came in, sometimes they come in their work clothes, like their uniforms, because they could hardly get there. And that was the night that they needed to be there. Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I am like just thinking, it's like, okay, I can go, this is 3 hours. I can do this.
Yeah.
I can bang this out. So it's okay. And you get there and it's just like, I need another 3 hours of this because this is just like refreshing, like my soul.
There's this concept that John Wesley talked about. I don't think it's original to him, but very common in Wesleyan theology, called means of grace. And it's this idea that he would talk about I think it was the usual and the unusual means of grace, which didn't speak to the kind of grace. It spoke to the kind of means, but he would say, like, the sacraments and prayer and Bible reading were places basically like you're kind of guaranteed to connect with God.
Yeah.
Right.
That there's grace, not in terms of like earning salvation, but grace in terms of like strength and spiritual nourishment that comes from that. And attendance in church is one of those. And I find for myself that in those times where I don't want to go, or those times where like even my own personal prayer times are a little like dry, or I sit and read the scripture and I'm just like, if I can drag my butt to church,
Right.
it's almost like other people, like the Lord inhabits the praises of his people.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's like, I don't know if I got the praise in me.
But you do.
To
But
give
the
you
guy
something
behind
to
you
inhabit,
does. Exactly.
Lord.
But I'll take
But
yours.
I can go stand in the middle of a bunch of people who are, and I'm going to get hit. Like
Yeah.
there's this old saying the old timers had about sitting up front in church. They'd say, "Get up under the spout where the glory comes out." But like honestly, there is something about
Something
like
about
just
it.
go where
Yeah.
the presence of the Lord
Yeah.
is guaranteed to be based
Yeah.
on the authority of His word. And doesn't matter how like it is. It's wildly consistent.
It is on that too. I had a conversation with a buddy of mine yesterday. He comes to the church and he's like, I wish people would clap more. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, in worship, like people would clap and just get a little more into it. And I'm like, dude, you sit at the back.
Yeah.
I go, come up about 7 more rows.
Yeah.
Where the glory comes out.
Yeah.
And like,
Yeah.
and then there's something to be said about
Yeah.
even where you sit in the room. Like,
Yeah.
I guarantee you, if you come to Kings at the Valley and you sit next to Kirk,
Yeah.
you're going to get blessed.
Oh, for sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Like you sit up right. There are people like
You might also get bumped, but
Yeah.
you will get blessed.
there are people I know that like to sit behind where all the pastors sit, just for the sheer like
Yeah.
fall off
Yeah.
of like we're getting after it.
Yeah,
and they know
exactly.
like I'm going to get pulled in.
Yeah.
And there is something about that, like just where you sit and where
Yeah.
like that proximity is
Yeah.
is huge.
I do think there's something physiological about that, but I think there's also something psychological about that too.
Sure.
Like if you want to stay on the edge, God will let you stay on the edge.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you will.
If you want to stay on the fringe, he's not going to force himself on you. Whereas
Yeah.
if you go, I'm going to put myself in whatever geography in your brain equates
Yeah.
to the middle of this, which might literally be the middle of the room or it might be the front of the room. But if you're just going like, I'm going in,
Yeah.
like if you, the temple, right? Like if you want to
Yes.
stay in the court of the Gentiles,
Yeah.
God will let you stay in the court of the Gentiles.
Yeah.
But if you want to go all the way into thanks be to Jesus, if you want to go all the way into the holy place, like he'll welcome you there. But I think we kind of sometimes sometimes you just can't find a seat somewhere else. I'm not saying sitting in
Right.
the back seat is a sin, but if you're going like or whatever, you got a bladder issue and you don't want to be a distraction when you leave church 3 times to pee. God love you.
You should sit in the back.
Right. But I mean, if it's the kind of thing,
Please sit in the back.
if where you're sitting, like I think it's worth asking yourself, where I choose to sit? What does that reflect about my heart?
What does drawing near for me look like?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
Like that's
exactly.
that like draw near to him and he will draw near to you. And so what does that one little extra step of leaning in look like? That's why like Melanie started making herself take notes. You know, in service,
good.
you know, she doesn't even, I don't think she ever looks at them
No,
again.
no.
I don't
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
but just
Helps
that
you remember
process
them.
of leaning
Yeah.
in and writing it down and
Yeah.
like it's a way of drawing near, and God
Yeah.
just honors that. Whatever
Yeah.
and it doesn't have to be anything too creative or too,
Yep.
you don't have to cut yourself and blow a shofar or anything like there's.
I'd prefer if you didn't.
No, I bet
blow
you
a
if you
shofar.
found the first like 8 rows of church and you asked those people why they sit there, you
Yeah.
get a similar answer.
It's I'm leaning in.
Yeah.
I'm just I need.
It's not just because I just like being up front.
I think
It's like, no,
you'd get a
it's-
mix of people who are doing it because they know they need it.
Yeah.
Like I know I need to be more engaged, so I sit at the front, and then a list of people who are, why would you sit somewhere else? Because they're already so engaged.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
But the heart of it toward, like some people are pushing themselves to be engaged, and some people are responding out of a level of engagement that's already in their heart. But I don't think anyone's going like, it's easier to see.
No.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No.
Like I
Yeah,
don't.
yeah.
It sounds better.
Like
Yeah.
we got big eye. It probably actually sounds worse.
It does.
Yeah.
In any church.
Yeah.
Generally, the very front couple of rows are the worst sound.
Yeah.
And yeah, like
Yeah.
in even in a larger church, most larger churches have iMag now, like big screens on the side. So it's not. I want to be
Sure.
somehow physically communicate that I want all the way in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think Gen Z is so consistent? Like, what do you think is making them be more consistent?
I think there is just like, because they're the first digital natives, I think the embodied
They need-
component of our faith
Yeah.
is so punchy for them.
Yeah.
Like being around other believers and being in the room, it just speaks to them at a deeper level than us who didn't grow up just
Yeah.
as complete cyborgs. Yeah. You know,
Right.
so I just think that's my theory on it anyway. And then there's just, I think the Lord's doing something in that
Yeah.
generation.
Obviously, yeah.
For sure.
You know, there's probably a number of reasons why, but
Yeah. They need the community. I mean, that is the biggest thing that I missed when I was sick is the community, just weeks and weeks that I couldn't be there. And then even when I could be, I had to wear a mask and not touch
Right.
anyone.
So you
So
felt-
it's not
still felt
even the
isolated.
presence of the Lord. It's like with people. And like, I think it's important to be able to look people in the eye. Like there was just, I felt like it was half there, like with a mask on, and to not be able to touch anyone. Like there's something about that.
for sure.
Like I'm a big hugger. Like that's important to me. And
Probably gives you some insight on like the stories of Jesus touching lepers.
yeah.
You know, these people that lived in a life of, you know, no one was more than 10 cubits
Yep.
close to them. Like just
Yeah.
everyone kept a 20-foot radius, 30-foot radius from them
Yeah.
all the time. Like
That
that'd
is-
be hell.
That is interesting.
middle
You
school.
saying that about, I remember that.
Yeah.
There's lots of things I don't remember, but you saying like there wasn't anybody that I knew that wasn't getting prayed over enough.
Yeah.
That wasn't visiting with people with compassion, like coming and visiting you,
Yeah.
and being with you. And that was the one thing that you
That was
really
the only
missed.
thing I was
Like,
missing.
it wasn't like you weren't reading your Bible enough, praying,
No.
worshiping, all those things. It was that one.
It was the
aspect.
community.
And then the mask thing. I remember saying that. Like I just feel so
Feel
disconnected.
like
we all
I'm
remember
half,
that. But
half here. Like
yeah,
Yeah.
interesting.
A barrier.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was hard. That was really hard.
Well, let's get into the journey you guys have been on.
Yeah.
I would like to go back further than just the cancer journey, because I know like a lot of the King's people are really familiar with Adam's story and your guys' story in the recovery ministry.
Yep.
But there'd be a lot of the
A lot of
dozens
dozens
that don't
that
don't
don't.
even know that story. So
Yeah.
I'd love to maybe take our first little bit and go back to Adam's
Yeah.
journey and your journey with him. And,
Yeah, for sure.
And then go
Yep.
forward to the last year and all
Yeah.
that's happened there.
Absolutely. You want to start?
Oh wow. Where do I start?
By not putting food in the sink.
By putting that for sure. Yeah, with Julie and I's journey, boys, we'll be married 25 years in June.
Yeah.
Wild.
You guys were 12.
Yeah, we met. We were 7.
We were
Yeah,
16.
dated. Yeah, we were 16, turning
Yep.
17-ish
When you started dating.
when we
Yeah.
started dating.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's been over 30 years, right? 30
Yeah.
years. So Anyway,
32 years.
It's been easy too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
easy. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
mostly. Yeah.
Just
I always
smooth
tell
sailing.
Julie, thank goodness for my story that's built her ministry. And then she tops me with cancer. Unbelievable. But yeah, we started out in, I just brought a lot of addiction into our relationship. So those that don't know, and actually probably half our church doesn't know anymore, we've grown so much, but I struggled with addiction at a young age, started really playing around with pot and marijuana and just some identity issues and trying to fill shoes that I was never meant to fill, and just lost from the Lord. Really just had a really mixed up view of who God was and Holy Spirit and church and religion and all that stuff, and really led me down a dark road where I brought a severe drug addiction into our marriage before you even knew about it.
Yeah, I didn't know.
6 weeks after we got married,
Yeah.
I woke up in the hospital with an overdose of multiple different drugs. Some you don't have to name, but GHB and just all these cocaine and just a crazy amount of things where I woke up in the hospital wearing your jogging pants. So
Yeah.
first of all, how did these get on me with nothing underneath?
Now there's another for all mankind. Don't
but-
wear the Mrs. Jogging pants.
But I remember them saying, like, what is it he was on? And I remember seeing the empty containers beside me when I woke up in the hospital. And of course, Julie was gone at
Yeah,
that
I
point.
didn't even know what that meant. What is he on? Like, they just
Yeah.
kept yelling at me, what is he on?
And you're like
Yeah.
nothing.
And
You're
I
like
was
nothing.
like,
A gurney, a
I don't
gurney.
even know what that means.
in the bedroom, and then they
Yeah,
took me by
they
ambulance.
assumed that I would have known.
And even then, even after waking up, I didn't know the severity. Man, denial is a thing. Like, it's just, I didn't know the severity of that whole situation. Like, at that time, though, of course, we were newly married, and Julie wanted to hang in there and try to fix this, and we'd get past it. And even our whole family situation, like parents and brothers and sisters, we just didn't really, I don't know if we didn't know the severity of it or we didn't really want to recognize.
Well, we didn't know anybody going through
No.
anything like it.
Yeah,
I've
no.
never even seen drugs, met anybody struggling with drugs.
And that whole journey of how I even got to that level of drugs, I don't even, like, people would say a bunch of things happened in your childhood and stuff. No, not. It just was, I was just lost and just chasing something, to fill that hole that we've all, that God-shaped hole in your heart. But, and then, I tried to clean up, and it was funny. That's when I did receive Jesus. And it was
Yeah.
one of my first experiences. I remember I was crawling around the house, drug sick, like trying to get off these drugs and just really not fun. And Julie and I just like, I need Jesus bad. And we prayed together and I received him.
Mm-hmm.
And I do. I had 3 years clean, I think, ish, from that. Like that moment, there was where the detox and stuff just left, and I slept and had some peace. But I didn't get involved in any type of recovery thing at the time. There wasn't Celebrate Recoveries here. There was AAs and different things. And anyway, I fell back into that addiction, ended up in a rehab vacation for 6 months. And that's when you kind of thought it was over, right?
This would have been what, 2015?
This is when we were 25.
Oh,
This was way back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so this
So I
was
won't go on too long. The story's very
2005 or 2006 that you
Yeah.
went to rehab.
yeah. And that's where I started to experience the Holy Spirit and some things, and actually saw that this is a journey for me. And I was dealing with some severe drugs, and we had some clean time after that. And not to get into a bunch of different details, we started a family
Yeah.
with the boys, and that's where things really went bad real quick. That's you guys have heard of the opiates
Epidemic,
and
yeah.
the epidemic and all that stuff. And I had a shoulder injury and thought I was strong enough to just say I'm not going to take the pain pills. But I was primed. I was like, looking back, I was ready, saying no a few times, and then
So you're an electrician at this point?
yeah, I'm an electrician. Yeah, fill in the blanks, guys, if I'm not.
Yeah, no, it's good.
Yeah, yeah. So I was an electrician. Yeah, I ended up being an electrician, went to school, and we were doing pretty good.
Yeah.
And then had a shoulder injury that was bugging me that I probably embellished a little bit. It wasn't as bad as I maybe thought. Did have a shoulder surgery and got on pain pills, but I was looking for those really, and I just couldn't get off them.
Yeah.
And that turned into a really, really, really bad addiction where I was actually IV drug using, which that I knew from rehab when I was younger that you don't come back from that one. Like that's why I would never do it. And
Yeah.
we were
That's
weaning
ridiculous
off the
fear.
pills and lies, and it was just such a dark time.
So when you made that jump to the IV, like in your head, were you thinking, I am passing a point of no return? Or were
yeah.
you able to kind of think like, okay, maybe this isn't as bad as I thought it was?
When I first so after all the doctor things and all this stuff and getting the pills, I can take you to the place where I had my first bottle of pills. I remember taking them, saying, I'm going to take these, I'm going to lie about it, and this is going to be a really long road. And I took them, and that was 3 years of using, hiding, lying, using, and then at least 3 probably. And then when you IV drugs, of course, you don't need as much, right? So I knew as my pill stash was getting lower, and I needed this different high, that's when I decided, and I could take you to the spot where that happened. And when that did happen, I knew that this was bad. And
Julie, what's going on in your kind of head and heart during this season?
Like this was my biggest fear because, I mean, I can back it up a little bit. When he went to rehab when we were 25, so in 2005, 2006, I was done. Like so we were actually together at that point for like 10 years. And so we hadn't had kids yet. And all my friends were having kids. And that really bothered me. That's the only, that's what I wanted in life, is to be married and have a family. And so when he was at rehab, I actually had 0 plans of going back with him. Like I was counting the cost and thinking, like, I've got to move on with my life and find somebody else. And anyways, I ended up going to New York where he was. There was like a family visit, and a lady that was on staff at this rehab called me, and she convinced me to come just see, like that I would, I'd feel better.
You'd know when you saw
I
it.
would know, just so even if you're never going to go back with them. And I actually saw a counselor in Moncton as well, a Christian counselor. And she said the same thing. She says, I think you just need to go and see, and you'll know if you're done. And that's fine if you're done, like that'll be fine, but you just need to go. So I went, my parents took me down, and as soon as I saw him, I was like, there was a twinkle in his eye that I hadn't seen for 5 years. Like,
You all right?
I scratched my throat.
He's crying.
Something
We got
about
him. He's so emotional over the story.
So I knew
Anytime he
that
thinks about how
I
handsome
knew
Adam
that
is.
he was different. I knew that like God had done a work in him, and he was different. And I kept telling them on the phone, like they were saying, well, he's a lot different. He's leading his, the group, and he's like the dorm leader or whatever. And I was like, I said, you guys, he has you so fooled. Like, and they said, we know he is the biggest
Run the joint in,
manipulator
2 or 3
we've
weeks.
ever met. They said, we get it.
Nice.
But
I was running the
That's
rehab.
what you want to hear.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Your addict husband's also a huge manipulator.
Yeah, I'm like, I know. And so I said, I don't care what you tell me. Like, you guys don't get it. He's fooling all of you.
What a beautiful spot it was, too. huh?
Anyways, oh yeah, it was rough. It was rough.
So even backtrack
Yeah.
a little bit. In this addiction, that time I was stealing from my father. My father, just you guys know, my beautiful man, just awesome, great, best dad ever. And it was just so heartbreaking doing that. And he was able to forgive me for that, which was an incredible part of the story. But, I was kind of hoping for a nice rehab. I thought it's where kids like me go. Like cut your steak for you if you don't want to chew it, like a pool. Anyway, I remember getting dropped off there. My parents, when they left, they wanted to come back and get me. But it was transformational place. But remember, like they had a toilet, like and there's no stalls for the toilets.
2 toilets in a room.
Two toilets, and they're like, we
No
pee in that
divider.
one, and we, in that one. And I was thinking,
Number 2 in that one.
oh my word! And it's in New York. It was rough.
Little start.
Yeah.
Oh, I was scary. Like guys are brushing their teeth and they're got bullet holes in their backs.
Yeah,
and stuff.
a lot of them were from New York City.
Well, I was going to say that sounds like one of those things that, like, if you've done time in a federal penitentiary,
Yes.
this feels like it's a little better. Than
And they'd
Yeah.
be saying, like when you, like the food here is good. She says, you know what it's like when you're living in the dumpster and eat out of the dumpster, the foods. And I'm like, yeah. I do. I remember going up, quick funny story. I go up to get yogurt at the thing, and the guy gives me the yogurt, and I go back and I look, and it's out of date. It's expired. And I go back and I'm like, this yogurt's expired. Joe Gritz goes, his name, he goes, when you're eating out of the dumpster, you weren't looking at the dates, were you? And I was like, oh, oh, okay. So I go back and like cry and eat. It was anyway.
I mean, yogurt can only just get
I
more
know, but
yogurty,
still,
right?
just to give you a picture
Like by
of
definition, it's gone.
man,
down.
I didn't anyway.
So Julie, you go down,
done.
you see him.
I go down and see him, and I was like, wow, like he is different. So I still was like being like, but I'm not making any commitment. Like I'm not, when you come home, you're not staying at the house. Like, but I decided I'm not over. Like I'll see how this goes kind of thing. And anyways, by the time after I left, we just started communicating. Like for a while, he wasn't even allowed to like call you on the phone or anything. So, but we did start communicating, talking every day on the phone, and he would write me letters, and he he went through the steps of recovery, really.
Oh, yeah, no, we worked them hard. I was there for 6 months.
You called and you told me all the things that I didn't know and apologized for things.
Scary
that
stuff.
And you had kids at the time, right?
No, not
no,
this.
so,
We'll
this,
jump ahead.
so I'm just kind of going back to my part. Yeah, so we hadn't had kids, and I was saying that kind of was my biggest fear with it, and that's why it was such a weighty decision. It's because I'm old enough to have kids. All my friends have kids. And I'm either like, I've already been with them for 10 years. This is where we're at. Like, do I keep going with this?
Right.
Or do I, cut ties? And so it was a really big decision for me. So anyways, when I saw fast forward, he was ready to come home. And we had just talked so much. And anyways, I had said, okay, you can come home. So he was there for 6 months and came home. So we did, like, he was so different. We plugged right into the church we were at, leading a college career. Yeah. You started working for my dad.
Yeah, well, that's when I got my electrical license, worked for your dad, then started my own business.
For your dad.
Yeah.
And then we did start a family and
start a business. Now
that he seems so different, I thought he's the last person in the world that will ever do this again. Right. I mean, he lost his job with his dad. We had to sell his car. I mean, he almost lost me. There was so many things he lost. He had to go to this this place for 6 months.
That's just scary for anyone.
He's never going to go back to it. But I still at this point didn't know enough about addiction or drugs. We just didn't have anybody around that knew. And there wasn't.
I didn't look either.
There also wasn't a place for him to go when he left.
Right.
Like he came home and he was so on fire for the Lord. Like he just would pray with everyone. Like the guys at this place, you would never say, I'll pray for you. They say, let's pray right now.
Yeah.
They're just like, let's pray right now. And so he was doing that at home. And I remember him just thinking like, it's not the same culture here. Like it wasn't, people weren't kind of doing that. And he didn't have recovery to go to. So anyways,
was it 3 years later?
So we had our family.
No, it was like 6 or 7 years.
Six
like
or
I had some
7.
time, and then and I'll continue. So then we had the family and had the boys, and again, I explained earlier in the pill addiction, and that just got out of control, and it came into an IV use. And at that point, I knew, like I wasn't a suicidal person. That wasn't ever a thing. But I was using so much at the end. Like Julie had caught me injecting, which is just a nightmare. And we had the boys, so they were what?
They were 3 and 5. It was Christmas time. I was putting the Christmas tree up, and
so I had to go. So at that point, I was doing some couch surfing, and actually leading up to all this, Brandon, even before, I was in a small group with you, I was even being in some of those small groups, I can remember nodding off.
Got in a small group with me and relapsed.
Coincidence?
We had shifted over to Kings at the time just because we'd had a little bit of a relationship. You'd become the lead pastor.
Yeah.
And when you taken that role, we're like, yes, we're locking in here. And
my nephew was getting baptized, so we came to watch Austin get baptized.
Yeah. And we just said,
were
this
like,
is home.
This place is awesome.
And inside, I was like, of course, when you're using or really struggling, you're like, okay, there's hope. I can get like this is fresh, it's new, it feels great, and I just felt so. Anyway, in all that, ended up at Christmas time. I had to figure this out. I tried to go back to the old rehab. We got to the border, and I got turned around. They knew something was wrong, and of course that was scary. And ended up cold turkeying in a pastor friend's basement. He let me come to Toronto. and I went in his basement, and I came off like, if I told you that a severe opiate addiction, cold turkeyed in his basement.
Brutal.
Yeah.
Came home, relapsed.
Boxing Day.
Boxing Day, and then went. And when I was in Ontario for those couple days or those 2 weeks, somebody took me to a Celebrate Recovery,
Yeah.
which is, and I thought this is the craziest, stupidest place I've ever been until I got there, and I was like, man, there's something different.
Beautiful, yeah.
So came home, relapsed, and that was the last time.
I asked
relapsed.
you to leave.
You asked me to leave. Don't come back till you're clean.
Yep.
I came home like a week later and peed clean.
New Year's Day.
New Year's Day, and I peed clean, and I haven't used opiates since.
Yep.
And that was at the point where I went into Brent, said we need to celebrate recovery, and Brent's like, yeah, go for it. I was kind of hoping he would do it.
Well, do you remember the cool thing is, so Pastor Greg had gone to a Celebrate Recovery, some sort of retreat, and had the books for Celebrate Recovery. And at one point, he knew that you were struggling, and he said, you should look at these books. So we had them on your nightstand.
Yeah.
And they were there for like a year. And so after he came home from Ontario at Christmas time and he relapsed, he called the ministry leader that he met at the Celebrate.
Kind of my sponsor at the time, Brian.
He was just amazing. He just connected
And I said,
with...
what should I be reading? And he says, you know, Life's Healing Choices be a great book for you to start. And I'm literally on the phone.
literally
and it's
looking.
like looking at it. I'm like,
yeah, it's been there for a
Greg
year.
gave it to me.
Yeah.
2 or 3 years before that. Greg
Yeah.
probably knew why he gave it to me.
Yeah.
And
So
anyway.
he started looking at it.
Yeah,
He
so we started working through
reading
that
it.
process. And
And then we read about it and like looked into how you start one. And you went to Brent and you said, here's the keys.
But yeah, and even before that, it was funny because I went to a friend's house in the woods. It's funny, in the woods. I love the woods. And I was sitting on a stump and I just remember crying out to the Lord saying like, okay, I'm done. I'm done trying to do this my way. Like I need you to touch me. Like I need some help here. And I don't even know what I was asking. I could probably take you to the place where I was sitting in those woods, and really right then something shifted in my heart. It was probably really one of my real encounter with the Holy Spirit that I felt like we were going to be okay.
Yeah.
And you must have felt that too, because there's no way. You were strong. You wouldn't have let me come home like that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is going back again, not to confuse it, but I really started my relationship with the Lord at 25 when you went to recovery. Like I said the sinner's prayer when I was like 6 years old. We went to church my whole life, but I never lived for the Lord at all. I just thought, well, I don't want to go to hell. So, but when I was 25, when you left, I was such a controlling person and trying to fix everything all the time. And, you know, up until that point, I pretty much felt like I could. I didn't have that many problems in my life that I couldn't find a solution for. But at that point, when he left, I broke down and I realized, like, I can't fix this. Like, and that's when I asked the Lord to come into my life. For
Which
real.
ironically is like a key step in recovery.
Yeah.
Even though you weren't the one in recovery, but that like coming to the end of yourself
But you know what?
thing.
I needed to be in recovery because I was broken myself. And actually that's probably, if I was as broken as I was, his addiction would not have gone on, wouldn't have been enabled as long as it did. And so I didn't learn this until I got into recovery, but I struggled with codependency.
So you're saying you don't have to have an addiction to a chemical substance to
absolutely
benefit
not.
from Celebrate Recovery?
It's only like 30% of the people that come are addicts.
So also
But what you
hurts
just-
and hangups, not just habits?
Yeah.
But that's a big statement for people to hear, like families and couples that like could be mother and son or
absolutely.
But you saying
We
how
see that.
that's a big thing to admit, to saying like my addiction might not went as far.
I totally
not that it was your
enabled you.
responsibility.
Yeah.
But yeah, like me being able to, like you just putting up with my crap.
Yeah. And I I really worked on my recovery. Not only, I'd never even heard of the word codependency before Celebrate Recovery. So I recognized that I had that. But then as I've been in recovery for 10 years, now I even know when the codependency started. And it kind of came out like I was molested when I was 12. And that day I gave that person this power, and I decided that I would rather hide it to protect somebody else. And
you hid my addiction.
And yeah.
You helped
and
me
so
hide that.
day I decided that
hid
it was worth it because I just went on, pretended it didn't happen, never told my parents, never told anyone. And it was the easier way out. And so I learned that behavior at 12. And that's why it was just the perfect storm that you with, addict behaviors and me as a codependent, we got together and it was the perfect storm.
Do you guys see that frequently, that combination?
Yes, we do. Yeah, it's very common. It's very common. In fact, so this Brian that took him to Celebrate Recovery in Ontario, he, when we were launching Celebrate Recovery here, he came and stayed with us for a week and he wanted to be at our launch. And his wife, God bless her soul, she's passed now from cancer actually, but she was at my island and I was cooking supper and she said something.
For a minute, I thought you owned an island.
No.
And I was like, whoa.
In the kitchen.
I'll bring you sometime.
Kitchen island. Okay.
The guys were outside on the deck and she just said, so tell me about your codependency.
Oh, really?
And I ripped into her and I didn't even know her. I was so mad because I was like, I said, I don't have codependency. I'm a victim. My husband's an addict. He did all of this to me. I was not ready to hear. I do not recommend you tell somebody.
That's not a great lead-in.
Don't tell somebody they have codependency. So we don't do that at CR. We don't tell you you have codependency. But
we just wait till you figure it out and then help
we
you with
teach
it.
about it often enough that people
But
are
what she did was
oh.
it was great.
But
like, we were
I
friends.
never forgot about that. And I mean, yeah, we made amends right on the spot.
Do you think
but-
she... do you think that was her way of bringing that to your attention, or
Yes.
or do you think it was just
I
so
think
painfully
that-
obvious to her she didn't realize you didn't know?
she
that?
was so he was an addict and she was a codependent, and they had been
figured
in
if you'd
recovery
figured out the
so
addiction
long.
part, you must have figured out the codependency
she figured that we're
course you
starting
know.
one. I must have figured it out, but I up until then I was still like, if he gets better, I'll be better. If this. But it did
which is almost the definition of codependency,
I know.
right?
And he started to get
if the
recovery.
other person is okay, that's what makes
I
me
was
okay.
the only reason why I was doing a women's group is because you had to have a women's group to start a CR.
Yeah.
But I was only doing it so that he would get better. And then as I was working on it and going through the books, I was like,
Isn't it cool how
You're right.
God will not weaponize, but leverage our deficiencies in our favor.
Right.
Even pulling you. I'm doing this for him.
Yeah.
I think about that as our church.
Yeah.
CR has completely brought a level of life and fruitfulness into King's Church as a whole.
Yes.
yeah.
The only reason it's a thing is because you and I are friends.
It's
And-
funny.
and,
you wanted me. I remember you said, I just wanted me
I
to
think
get
this
better.
would be good for him. So
Yeah.
and he's passionate about it. So I'll give him a key, and I didn't even know what it was. I
Yeah.
was just
Yeah.
go for it, man.
Yeah,
If you
yeah.
think it'll help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, he needs this,
Right.
but then ironically, I'm doing it for you, but then
Yeah.
actually God did that for
know.
us and for me. And
Yeah, you just
Awesome.
wanted. I remember you just wanted me to get better. One thing you said, it always stuck with me. He says, "Just do what your wife says."
I remember that.
Do you remember
conversation.
that?
Yeah.
You're
What,
like-
what were you? You were debating something.
going
and you guys were
somewhere.
fighting about it.
Yeah.
She wanted you to do something.
Yeah, and I was
"Dude,
just like,
what
"You're
are you
like, just do whatever she says." And I was like, "Okay."
It's like you're lucky that she's even talking to you.
Yeah.
So whatever she says, just
Yeah.
don't just do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember that.
Yeah.
I love
So-
the way CR shapes the culture of the church
Yeah.
beyond. There are people. The church I led in Halifax, this was very much the case, and I see it here too. That there are ways that the culture of a church is shaped by CR that impacts people who are never a part of CR.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
There's something about just that radical level of being honest about your stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And about meeting people where they are, that it bleeds out, right? If
yeah.
you've got a bunch of CR people in your congregation, they seed some of the culture of that in ways
absolutely.
that other people don't.
I
they don't
remember
realize
loving
that's what it is,
some of our prayer warriors and awesome people come and say, "Hey, we want to come and we just want to pray in the back. We're just going to sit in the back and pray
Yeah.
over you." And just coming up, and they're like, because it'd be a talk or a testimony.
Yeah.
Of course, it would relay. Everyone has a story. They'd be crying. It's like, I think I'm just going to come for a while. I'm just going to come for a few weeks if that's okay. We're like, yeah, we would love
Hundreds
that.
of people volunteer
Yeah.
to
Oh,
help.
yeah.
To
Yeah.
help.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's the same as on Sunday. I can do a red shirt, and it's like, actually, I think I need to listen too.
Yeah,
Like,
and I mean, every week we have people come for their spouse, with their spouse, or with their friend, and then
Oh,
they end up
yes.
staying
Oh,
as
yeah.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
Because-
bringing my son.
everybody
this,
thinks
and
it's
like-
just for addicts at first.
Yeah.
Like it's hard to get that message clear. But,
Which the addiction things, like when I've done a lot of work, and you know, you guys have had Dr. Both on the show. He's a dear friend and also my psychiatrist, I guess. And just I've learned so much about just multiple things that happen to you know, you don't just stick a needle in your arm because
Right.
you like want
Yeah.
a feeling.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
we're
Work
not
your way
done.
up
Like
to
or start with cocaine. Like we watched like Scarface. Like I knew
Yeah.
this wasn't going to end well.
yeah.
Like not like this, you
Yeah.
know, like who do I think I'm like this is so there was a very unhealthy reason we got there.
Yeah.
And it was like we just scraped the surface of some of those dark days. And
Yeah.
but yeah, and then CR came along and
Yeah.
we of course that was a journey because we were still healing.
Yeah.
That was the hard it was a lot and then
It only
ultimately-
seemed to make sense at this point in the conversation to let people know if someone's listening and goes, man, maybe I should go pray at the back of CR.
we would love to have you come pray on Tuesday nights. Yes.
If you go, I mean, King's Church offers CR at, I think, all of our locations
Some
or most
version
of them.
of it,
Some
yeah.
version of it. Yeah.
But also, I mean, there's tons of churches in Atlantic Canada. Like there is probably one within a drive of you.
Yeah.
And so yeah, if you seek that out, you'll find it. And,
Yep.
I have
and it's
some
wildly consistent.
Some pastor friends that might be annoyed with me, but if you're listening, like I would say, annoy your pastor. to
Yeah.
do- like if you've got a passion about it and it doesn't exist at your church, I would.
Yeah. Reach out.
Yeah.
We'd love to chat
Conversely,
about
I would
that.
say if it does exist at some church in your community, don't feel bad about going, even if that's not your church.
Oh, absolutely.
yeah.
Like
Go
the-
to celebraterecovery.ca and you can find
There you go.
find a CR
You'll
in
find
your
the one
area.
near you.
Yep.
If there isn't one within 20 minutes, though, work on your pastor.
Yeah. That's what I mean. Like if there's
exactly.
one at the church across the street,
Yeah, go.
don't feel. I mean,
Yeah.
that doesn't mean you shouldn't
Yeah.
start one at
No,
your.
Yeah.
no.
I was more thinking people that have maybe come through it or
Yeah.
have a passion
Yeah.
for it, like
Yeah.
where you were at.
Yeah, exactly.
where
Yeah,
it's like
exactly.
it's going to be a gift to your church.
Yeah,
I
it
just
is.
wouldn't want people to think if my church doesn't run it, then I don't have an
No,
option
no,
to go
no,
to
no,
it.
no.
Like,
Yeah.
We
no.
just need a lot more of them in Canada and Atlantic Canada.
Yeah.
There isn't enough of it. It's an awesome program. Feed your church. It's great.
It's one of those
I
things
love
too.
it.
Like you can, I don't know, churches and communities. I think it's really wise if multiple churches are offering CR. Like work together on that.
Yeah.
If not at no other level, then do it on different nights.
That's what we encourage.
So
yeah.
that if somebody needs 4 meetings a week,
yeah.
they have that option. Just bouncing church to
Yeah.
church to
Yeah.
church to do that.
Yeah, that's our goal really is to have a CR meeting every day of the week near you, like AA and NA do now. And Celebrate Recovery actually just came up with that format that you can have just a share group only CR.
Cool.
Makes it easy. Like the step
and then-
study only.
Yeah, so it's just
Or share group
easier
only.
for a smaller church to get started and then they can transition into the full CR when they're ready. So
So
yeah.
Yep.
you get clean, you launch a CR, recovery ministries booming, and that was the last big challenge you ever
yeah.
have
Yeah,
to
no,
face
then
It's
there was
been,
nothing more.
as a church, as a family.
Yep. That's
So,
been
It
it.
was fascinating.
Man.
Yeah, that was
about
easy ever
about a
after.
year ago,
Yeah.
you get the cancer diagnosis.
Yeah.
Talk to us about that.
Okay, so right the night before harvest, I was helping out. I was hosting the speaker, so I had to go up actually the day before to pick them up at the airport and everything. And I was just getting into bed, and I had everything ready to get up bright and early to go to Moncton. And I just happened to like put my arm to reach for something, and I brushed by my breast and felt this huge lump. And I was just like, Adam wasn't going to bed as early as I was.
Can't believe I didn't find it earlier. But
Yeah,
anyway.
I know. So I
Dropped the
know.
ball there, bro.
It's,
Drop
it's
the ball.
actually really crazy. Like, anyways,
must not like
Yeah.
not see it, and then there
like
it is.
yeah, and it was like over on the side, and it was like at least the size of a grape is what it started with. So it's like crazy that I didn't feel it. And then so I had to like go to sleep, get up, and go set up for the speakers.
And you'd had a bunch of health issues. Like you had
Yes.
Graves' disease. We won't even get into that, but you had
Yes,
Graves'
I
disease.
had already
and
been
There was a bunch
unhealthy.
of complications.
My
for-
legs were numb that we couldn't figure out. If
zero relation,
We were
but she was
wondering
ill
if I had
anyway,
MS. I
Back
had
issues.
I had back
Yes.
issues,
So you start-
migraines every other day. So we were like, I was having.
I was concerned. I was like,
tests.
something's off.
Yeah. So
Anyway.
Yeah. So we'll bring that back up. But I had already just been going through a lot of health issues. I had been losing my hair from thyroid. So it was Graves' disease. And so we had already come from a year of those health issues. So anyways, I went to Harvest, and like I said, I was just there in body, right? And then
we had a weird feeling. We knew.
Yeah,
we did.
You knew once you saw it that was
like for some reason, and you guys, Brent knows me well, so is AJ, I guess, but I was like worst case scenario sometimes, but I was thinking this just feels off.
Yeah.
Like,
but I called right from the hotel during that Harvest weekend to try to get a mammogram, and it was like 3 weeks before I could even get into one. And anyway, so we actually had a trip booked. We went to Arizona, just the two of us. First time we've ever gone away alone. So
in a long time.
So we couldn't
Not first
even.
time.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. Anyways, we got back, and I had a mammogram the next day, and Adam came with me, and they really did make it sound like, she said, we're going to try to figure this out for you as soon as possible. And they inserted some clips, like these little micro clips into the tumor, and
They did a biopsy.
They did a biopsy.
Just the vibe changed.
The vibe.
In the room.
We were like, because at first, like my doctor, that was the first thing. He examined me, and he said, no, it doesn't feel solid. Like it feels fine. I'm sure it'll be fine. Like, so, but then it kind of switched. And then it was December 17th that we got the call to go see Dr. Chu. And she came in, and she just said, we have very, very, very bad news. You have the worst kind of cancer, breast cancer. She said, I mean, if it was 4 years ago, this would be a life sentence. But fortunately, we've done a lot of work and study on this particular type of cancer. So it was ductal carcinoma triple negative.
So, and we were kind of thinking, we had prepared ourselves. Okay, this is going to suck. We're going to have to remove the lump and do some radiation. Oh, it's going to.
Yeah, my family doctor said as much. He said, worst case scenario, Julie.
So we were kind of
probably not, but they do a lumpectomy nowadays. So they just take out the lump and do some radiation. That's the worst case scenario. So we go in, and she said, no, this is the worst kind. And she just started writing down. She said, the first thing is, she's a surgeon. She goes, I'm not even going to see you for like at least 6 months. You need chemotherapy.
Yeah, when she said the word chemotherapy,
you need radiation, immunotherapy. Then you're going to come to me for surgery. Then there may be more immunotherapy, more radiation. And that's good case. Like, wow. She said 12 to 18 months of treatment. And she said,
so basically just
2 to 3 years,
everything at it.
2 to 3 years before you're going to feel better. Wow. But she said
18 to 24 months.
Yeah, of treatment. Yeah. But she said, like, they were
confident.
They had done some studies where they used to do the surgery right away. Mm-hmm. They would go in and take it out right away. But because you'd have that healing time, the cancer it grows and spreads microscopically. Mm-hmm. So they would have, like, it would spread. It would metastasize before.
So they can't chemo while you're recovering.
Right.
Yeah.
So they switched it up, and that's why they are having more success. So, yes, we found that out right close to Christmas. And, man, to come home and to figure out how to tell our boys, that was the worst thing I've ever gone through. The fear of that. My boys are teenagers. My son had been going through stuff the year before. I was really afraid of what, that was my biggest fear, is what is this trauma? And just knowing, being in Celebrate Recovery and seeing why people do the things they do, it often is from, childhood trauma and just the age they were at. I was like, it was my biggest fear, is how my husband would do, without me.
I have no problem.
How my husband would do, and my two
stable.
boys.
Very stable.
Like, I just
didn't doubt it for a second.
I remember thinking, like, I can go to heaven. It wasn't that at all. Like, I can go to heaven. but the fear of my boys and what that would do. And to make matters worse, so because I had like the leg numbness and some issues, we had said to the doctor that day, like, she didn't write down scans because we were like, okay, we're doing chemo, radiation, immunotherapy, surgery. What about the scans? What about her legs? How come her legs have been sore? How come her feet are sore? How
So
come
with
her
that
back's
type of
sore?
cancer, they do want to do some scans, though. Remember, she said, but we asked for an MRI.
So they did, they did.
Bone scans.
They did all of them: the bone scan, the CT
they wanna make sure it's not
scan,
spread
the
and all that
MRI.
before,
Yeah.
yeah.
So we, because it was Christmas, we had to wait till after Christmas. But right after Christmas,
Nothing like waiting.
I know
Yeah, well,
it was the
something's
worst
growing in you.
time to have it.
Yeah.
And then so they did an MRI of my brain, and
Because all the other scans were clear, so we were kind of like,
yeah.
woof.
So
Okay.
we were,
Yes.
right before Christmas, those scans, they came back really quick. A couple of them came back. So we did know at Christmas time that it wasn't like in my legs. It didn't like spread through, but it was the brain one that we had after Christmas. And so we went in, we got called in, and the radiation oncologist met with us, and we didn't even expect actually to, that day I was just supposed to meet this oncologist, but anyways, she just said that I'm sorry, but you have a lesion on your brain, like, and we never see it spread that quickly. Like, it's very, very rare. And what it looks like is it metastasized to your brain, and like, this is the quickest, like, killing cancer. Like, it's very, very quick.
Let's go home, eat all your favorite food,
Yeah.
spend time with family. It's going to be a busy couple weeks.
It's going to be a busy couple weeks of testing.
Like, we had to go redo our will.
So
and
she
like
said,
that. It was
like, your hearing will go, your swallowing will go, your sight will go. And
she didn't tell us all the specific things. We did enough research. Don't use ChatGPT.
By the way,
Oh yeah.
no, one
She
of
told
the
us
other
it was
doctors
spreading.
told
Yes.
us that the next appointment, they did tell us that. I remember.
But I remember reaching out to Brent and the guy. It was bad. Like,
was
our team for prayer. you
really,
guys
really
know.
scary.
Yeah. Well, surreal.
It
I
was.
can hardly. It feels like a.
So they couldn't even start chemo because
so
they
they delayed
needed
chemo.
to figure that out. Because if I had an infection, like if it wasn't cancer, like it could have been Lyme's disease or some other weird infection, the chemo would not allow my body to heal from it. So they had to pause treatment, which we were already like kind of freaking out that, Christmas extended like starting chemo. But we had to like pause everything and do all these tests to figure it out. So one of the tests was the spinal tap, where they take the spinal fluid, which goes up to your brain. So if it is cancer, there'll be cancer cells in the spinal fluid. So that's why they do that. Anyway, there's this very small risk when you have a spinal tap that there can be a tear, and it causes these spinal headaches, which are just incredible, unbelievable headaches. But they said it's just, it's really rare, and you'll know it if you're laying down and if you sit up and the headache comes on.
So you had.
So anyway.
you had the tear.
I had the tear.
Yeah. And
Like a very bad one for 7 weeks.
So far, everything is
one
worst case
thing
scenario.
Yeah, so
One
everything's
thing
been
after
worst
the
The
case
worst kind of
scenario,
cancer that
and,
horribly spread.
Horribly
That
spread.
the test to confirm that went the freak wrong thing. That,
Yep.
Yep.
And then
So
that was terrible. But then we did get some news.
we did get news that, so
It
when-
hadn't spread.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the good thing, the spinal tap, even though it gave me this crazy headache, it did reveal that it wasn't cancer. And so my oncologist got a neurologist to reread this MRI, and she said, "This is not cancer."
that was a really cool day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like we were
Praying.
that did
Yeah.
feel like just on the outside looking in, like there was just this steady stream of
Yes.
setbacks. And I remember very specifically we had a staff prayer time for you guys because you were going into that meeting.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is demonic.
Yeah.
Like, there's a level of
Yeah.
like, this is not normal,
Yeah.
even just human sickness.
You get to
Yeah.
have one worst case scenario. You don't get to have 3 or 4.
I know.
we just went at it like from
Yeah.
a spiritual warfare standpoint. We prayed for, I don't know, half hour or so.
remember
And just
Adam
like,
sending
Because
me that prayer.
they repaired the spine 3 times.
So
It took
yeah,
the
I had
third
to have
try.
we're
3
like, this is crazy.
blood
Like, what's happening?
patches 3 blood patches, and even the third one didn't. It was still weeks after that. It was a total of 7 weeks.
So yeah, like you said, just
Yeah.
one thing
Just-
after
Well,
another.
we prayed that morning, and we
There's a shift of like we'd been praying for healing for quite a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there was like a shift of gears of like healing, but also
Yeah.
warfare.
we went after it, and
Yeah.
that was the same day that they came in with that.
Yep.
Yep.
They said they
reread
overshot.
on the
Yeah,
on the-
they said they overread it, and it's
They didn't do another MRI.
That's a
They-
nice way to say I got it totally wong.
Yeah. Like,
I didn't
maybe-
misread it. I just overread
yeah.
it.
So
I
they
read it
said,
too
listen,
hard.
there is a lesion there, but it's not cancer. And sometimes when you have cancer and then they see a lesion, they just
everything's yeah.
It
they
seemed to
assume.
me like just even watching your guys' story though, like with the cancer run, like it seemed like setback after setback after setback after setback, and that day it seemed like it started in like breakthrough 1,
Yeah.
breakthrough 2,
Yeah.
breakthrough 3, and like.
We don't know the other breakthrough.
Well, no, I'm setting that transition up though, because like it was like this series of just
Yeah.
like this is falling
Yeah.
Worse,
further
worse,
and further
worse,
into
worse,
the
worse.
pit
Yeah.
of what is happening, and then
Yeah.
man, like, and there was a shift in how we prayed,
Yeah.
and then it started to seem like there's this momentum that started to carry in your favor,
Yes.
instead of what was working against you.
And it
Yeah.
like the demonic thing, like we don't have time to share it all, but some of the dreams that I was having around this demonic, where I knew like this was a demonic thing. I remember walking around my house,
Yeah.
outdoors, indoors, praying. There was definitely a demonic
And it's not-
presence over this.
It's not to say that every sickness is connected.
No,
to
no, no. I don't know if it was
and
a
I think
sickness. I think maybe-
we were dull, honestly, in sensing it. Maybe we should have picked up on it earlier than
Yeah.
that. But like,
Yeah.
finally, it felt like the Lord got through to us on how we were praying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and there was a serious spiritual component to it that went
Yeah.
beyond just what was going
I
on in
think
your body.
sometimes we we think everything has to be one thing or the other, and like the idea that the enemy goes, okay, she has cancer, like that you have to believe either the enemy gives you cancer or the enemy has nothing to do with your experience with cancer. Like that's ridiculous. And the
Yeah.
idea even that the enemy would nudge someone reading that scan to go, I could really cause them more pain and more stress, more anxiety, like all these things that he loves.
It's just slightly different.
Yeah,
Right.
like
I could nudge whoever's reading that to read it that way
Yeah.
so that it will mess with your heads like
Yeah,
that.
I even think like the enemy knew the situation we're in. My wife
Yeah.
has cancer. He caused no whatever. No. So it's like this is a great time to throw everything at them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he
knowing-
piles on.
Oh,
Yeah, he keeps shooting you down.
yeah. Like I
Yeah.
literally like was under my bed.
Yeah.
Like it was
It was
crazy dark time.
the very worst, like the peak of it was, I remember, was Valentine's night. I know that you were the driver. You became like the full-time taxi cab
Still am. But,
for
but
our
that was
teenagers
worse.
and their girlfriends, but they were doing things for Valentine's Day. And I was home alone upstairs in my bedroom, and they had given me like some pain meds to try to help this head thing was so bad. And I developed this really, really bad cough. So every time I tried to lay down, I could not stop coughing and the jerking of my head. And it wasn't just my head, it was all the way down to my neck.
Yeah,
and then I also had like these sores in my throat. And
This is before any cancer treatment.
And for some reason, with the pain meds, they tried 2 different kinds. I was choking on food. Like I couldn't even eat. And even trying to drink the water to calm that cough was like I was choking. Like, and I don't even know why, but that was the darkest.
And then of course anxiety.
Like
builds
I
and
had my
fear.
hand on the phone to call 911. Like it was the scariest moment I've ever had in my life. I really believed I was dying that night. But man, I had the worship music just playing 24/7.
So not to spoil the ending, but you survived.
I
survived
survived.
that.
Yeah,
So talk
I'm
to us.
here.
I mean, we've only got a handful of minutes left,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, I
talk to
figured
us
that.
about kind of that turnaround and
Yeah.
how things have gone.
And even the
God
God
stuff,
worship
yeah.
music, like
Yeah.
where were the maybe things that God did that
Yeah.
you want to testify to,
So
but also
many.
also things that you did
Yeah.
that you're like, hey, I found strength from that.
Yeah. So normally I'm a really private person. Actually, I'm kind of an introvert. But right away, I was like, well, it was a little bit of because so many people were messaging me and I could not respond to all of the messages and they're all reaching out. So I just decided I'm going to make an Instagram page, which is not like me, and put up all these prayer requests. And I just put up detailed prayer requests, what I needed. And that was the Lord doing that because we had thousands of people praying for us. And I cannot, I've been part of the church for so long, but I just would say, I can't imagine how these other people in the oncology ward are doing this without a church family.
But the hand of the Lord on you
like,
like,
it
through
was-
these treatments,
Carrie set up this food thing, so the
Carrie,
meals were coming. People were just dropping by stuff all the time, like offering rides for our kids. I mean, it was people came in, the Peterson family came in and just did like a worship service in my living room. I mean, you came and prayed with some of the other pastors. Tom
Don's?
Daly and Donnie came and prayed over me. The Encounter people, when they came and did that, after they had ministered all weekend, came to my house to pray over me that night. It was just unbelievable. But it was just so incredible, the community that just poured into us.
I've felt watching like so many times, like we're getting what we're asking for.
Yeah.
oh yeah,
Like I don't want to say no more, no less, because God does do more than we asked, but
Yeah.
it has seemed like he's trying to teach us even as a community and like you guys like how to pray.
Yeah.
And like to be specific with stuff.
Yeah.
Like it's just like, okay, we need this and like just to walk it incrementally.
And then when she started her treatments and stuff, obviously there's chemotherapy is absolutely brutal.
Yeah.
And some of the things, but just the strength that you had
Yeah,
and
unusual.
like be unusual.
But honestly, like the specific things that I was afraid of that I asked for prayer for, he answered every single one of them. I was afraid of mouth sores. I was afraid of neuropathy because I'm an artist. Didn't get it. That's very common.
It's very uncommon that you didn't get those things.
I never threw up
surprised.
once.
Wow.
Really?
No?
I never threw up once. I went through like treatment as well as anybody
And you
can.
never like one of the things they give you this pack so when you get sick because your immune system's gone, you're going to get a cold, you get the flu, you have this free pass.
Yep,
So there's
to
a couple of to go through the ER.
Yep.
So when you need it, you never went in you didn't
Nope.
have nothing.
Yep. People would tell me that every time that they would get treatment, they would have to go in another day for hydration. I had one day I had to go in for hydration. Wow. Never went to the ER.
It was remarkable, actually.
I did really
You
well.
hit church a lot until
Yep.
the very end.
Yep.
And it was summer vacation for some of the time
Yep.
we didn't go. So
Yep.
yeah.
Yep. And then we'll go
just-
to the end. And so then I had, actually the Lord really helped us with the decision about what surgery to get to. Dr. Jeff Cook had us over and just explained all the options.
BC alumni.
Yes.
Yes, that's
Last
right.
episode.
Yeah, that's right.
So it was so kind.
Two ago. Brian Elliott was
right,
last.
yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So kind. He just went through every option and the positive and negatives to it. So we just felt that we were able to make a decision, an informed decision. And we feel like now, that we made the right decision because with the full mastectomy that I did end up getting, there's a possibility you don't need radiation. Any other option, you have to have radiation. And that was one of the things I really didn't want was radiation because of some of the side effects of that. And
Like superpowers?
Yes.
not superpowers.
What a
So I
wasted
guess
opportunity.
in that, I wish we had time, and maybe we do have a bit just to some of the experiences of the Lord, like supernatural. Like I shared some with Brandon. It was just like supernatural experiences. So
Yeah.
first of all, Julie had a complete response to all the treatments and prayer from that, where she is cancer free. Where basically, like her life expectancy in the next 5 years is definitely higher than mine.
Well, because you were saying that the treatment was 18 to 24 months.
Yeah.
And we're sitting here at month 9.
And she's
Yeah.
done.
So half of the shortest window from
Yeah.
diagnosis.
With surgery.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the surgery, like it's just amazing. But even like one of the story, like when you were in surgery, of course, everyone was praying. And I remember for some reason, like even the surgeon said, you're like, are you nervous? It's like, no.
Nope.
Like,
I wasn't nervous at all.
no. Anyway, just when she was in the operating room, I wasn't there, obviously, but I just had an experience with the Lord, and I had multiple ones like this over the course of her treatments, but it was like a perfectly choreographed movie scene that I had a vision from the Lord. Like I could actually, I had worship music playing, and I'd left the hospital and just happened in the car, and it was they told me to leave the hospital. I didn't leave on purpose because it was all day, and I could just picture like how God had her. She was like elevated in the room, and the surgeons and like music was playing, and it was like God was orchestrating every single move. And at that moment, I knew we were done. I knew that there was going to be a complete response. Obviously, I had some doubts later. That's me, but it was an absolutely supernatural thing where it was the most beautiful thing I think I've ever saw, where it was all planned out.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Lord was kind to you. He
Multiple times.
every time you needed, a glimpse of him, he
The
would
nights
give
in
you
your
a
room.
dream.
Yeah, where you'd be sleeping and I'd be
Yeah.
up and just worshiping and praying over you.
Yeah.
And he would just fill the room with his glory. Like it would put me down.
Yeah.
It would literally put me down. And he would just, like multiple times, I would just see him holding you.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
but that operating room experience, dreams I had with
Yeah.
my grandfather, like were just
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
incredible.
It was amazing.
Yeah, it was
But
incredible.
yeah, prayer and journaling and worship music first thing in the morning, it wasn't just like, oh, this is a good idea. It was like I had to do
Essential.
it. So
Survival thing,
essential.
right?
Just so essential. And it was so beautiful. I know everyone says that, when I went through the storm, that the Lord was close, and he was.
Oh my word.
He was.
I'm excited. Like if we roll back to the recovery story and how God's used that trial to touch so many people's lives through you guys. Like,
Yeah.
I'm excited. Like this is still really fresh.
Yeah.
Like 2 weeks fresh.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
3
like,
weeks fresh. 2
super
weeks.
fresh.
Yeah.
Like just to think of how the Lord's going to roll this out, and like
He's already using
he
it.
trusts you guys to go through this stuff and
Yeah.
to testify to him.
Yeah.
Like we
Through
can
it.
both say,
Yeah.
and I know this isn't the situation for everybody, and I'm not just saying, oh, this is like, but for us and the way the Lord blessed us and touched us and protected us and held us, and with our boys, like our boys are 15 and 17. Like this is the prime, busiest time, like high school,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like the funnest. And their mom is like sick and
Yeah.
scary, and of course they've got internet. They can look up on ChatGPT just as much as I can, and it was just like we can both honestly say, even before the Lord and friends, like our family
Yeah.
is healthier and
Healthier, yeah.
closer this time this year than we were this time last year.
Yeah.
And that is, and I'm not just saying that like, oh, God's been just amazing.
Yeah.
No, in a deep sense, we are not the same.
Yeah.
It's not
And,
always the case.
No, it's
No.
not always the
Doesn't
case.
rip
No,
families
it's not.
apart,
No.
illness.
And they
And-
didn't miss a beat. Like
No.
just the little things like that Christmas when we just found out, like we did every single tradition that we normally do. Like somehow it happened. I feel like I don't even remember it, but
The favor of the Lord, though, and like someday maybe you guys will have us back and we can even have our thoughts together more. Like Brent said, this is so fresh and we've been making notes, but just the favor of the Lord in different
Yeah.
situations was, it wasn't just like, oh, wow, God's awesome. It's like, this is a supernatural thing. Like, this is impossible.
Yeah.
Like how this is happening right now.
yeah.
Yeah. It was,
Yeah. Our whole family is closer to the Lord, extended family
Yeah.
because of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
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 We're thanking God, man.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful story that's still being written.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yet to unfold too. Again, I'm really excited to see just
Yeah.
how you're going to help people.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, that are going, because there's a lot of people going through
Yeah.
sickness and illness and cancer specifically. And
Yep. Speaking of Love Week, we were already able to bless a family that is going through, and just to be able to communicate with them that's going
so
through the
good.
cancer. So it's pretty incredible.
it is incredible.
Yeah.
Well, this has been just scratching the surface.
Yeah,
like-
for sure.
But
Yep.
it's hard segue to Mountainous top 4.
Well, we end every episode. You need a guy to just awkwardly insert himself into an otherwise sensitive moment. I'm your guy.
I think we could. Julie has a gift.
I
too.
do have a gift for you. Can we
what?
do that
For the back
first?
corner?
Yes,
Yes.
I have a gift for you.
Yeah.
Since my hair is starting to grow out a little bit, I thought you guys could use these more than I.
Told you.
You know what's funny?
Told you.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
So we always have an official sponsor and an unofficial
Oh, my
sponsor.
goodness.
This is awesome.
Go ahead. Oh, we got 2 of them?
We always have an official sponsor and an unofficial sponsor.
Party on, Wayne.
Party on, Garth.
Oh,
And I
you
said,
look like Joe Dirt.
Joe Dirte.
Kelly and I watched that movie on our honeymoon.
This is awesome. This hair is really nice.
It smells beautiful too.
So gross.
I washed them.
Thank you.
Yeah. So this was all Julie's idea. She's like, I'm gonna bring them again.
This is awesome.
I said
So
they
we
both
always
could use
have
it.
an official sponsor and an unofficial sponsor. And I was working on the run sheet for this, and I said, totally, our unofficial sponsor should be Wigs. And Brent was like, I don't know, man. Julie might not be. I was like, your call. If she, I was like, I think she has a sense of humor about that
I just didn't
stuff.
want to throw it at you.
Yeah.
Whereas
I will
I'm
say,
always willing to risk something horribly awkward for the potential of a laugh.
Yeah, I will say too, as a husband, we did have some fun with the wigs. They're
I'm taking this home.
not. I don't know. I don't know if Melanie will have as much fun. I don't know if Melanie will have as much fun as I might have.
I look
on the other
extra
end.
Viking with this,
Yeah.
don't I?
Remember
You look
that?
extra
Remember
dirtbag.
that black
You
black
look extra
wig?
swap meet.
Julie had a black wig, and I was like,
Mixing it up.
I kind of like that.
Got
She's like, I
options.
hate it. I'm like, well, maybe we should hold on to that wig.
Well,
Anyway.
this is fantastic.
do we need to move into an it would behoove you segment
yeah.
about
You know, it's funny. You look ridiculous, but you could actually. I could-
His hair's naturally
I won't
blonde.
lie to you. High school me, this was
Yeah,
about it.
that actually is taking me back right now.
Yeah.
But if I saw you go into H&M, I would be like, yeah, or
You look like you work in a comic book shop.
yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. All right, let's do a top 4.
Okay.
You guys had no lead in on this either, did you?
No, I give him a heads up.
Oh, did you? Okay,
yeah.
cool.
This one?
Yeah. This is the top 4 things
Top 4 things you're.
you are irrationally afraid of or repulsed by. Top 4 things. So it can't be like, I'm scared of getting between a mama bear and her cub because that's rational.
Oh,
Okay.
right,
So top 4, like things that you are,
are reacting to.
disproportionately afraid of or repulsed by.
Okay.
All right. Do you have some down, Brent?
I'm changing a couple.
All right.
so-
Well, I'll go
Okay.
ahead and dive in. Give you guys time to think. So number 1 for me is rats.
Okay.
I hate rats. I love mice.
You love
That's
mice.
weird.
I used to
Wow.
have 13 pet mice.
What's the difference?
What's the difference? Just the size?
I don't know. That's why it's irrational. But something about if I saw a tiny thing and I didn't know if it was a big mouse or a small rat, I would be like neutral until you said it was a rat,
Okay.
and then I'd be yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know
All
what it is about
Okay.
rats. I hate rats. Eels.
Well, yes,
Oh,
of course.
Yeah.
Eels repulse me. Now I know why
That's
because
the same as the bear and the cub.
well, no,
fear.
see, to me, an eel is one of those things. It's because it exists in a liminal space. It is not a fish and it is not a snake.
Right.
It's like a weird fish snake thing.
snake.
Yeah.
I will say it was a big day for me the first time I actually
Snish.
had ate eel in
wow.
sushi. And it was legitimately like
Good?
It was well, no, it was fine. But it was just like an act of dominance for. It was like I will like aversion therapy or whatever, right? Full hats off to Julie earlier for reminding me of this. Throwing up.
Okay.
Like I never,
Really, you hate
dude. I'm never bargaining harder with God than when I think I'm gonna. that's my like. I'll be a missionary to Africa. I'll do anything. I'll like double time. Just please don't make. I hate throwing up.
Definitely should have gave him those wigs earlier.
And
yeah, probably not. No. Smart, Julie.
I'm just picturing us trying to do that. This one,
Yeah.
really, and the Lord was
Yeah,
with you.
yeah. We saw breakthrough after breakthrough.
And then on the more repulsive
I had a drug
side,
dealer that looked just like that.
gum
Gum.
Gum.
repulses you.
repulses me.
Like
Oh,
someone
wow.
chewing it or
Yes, I
yourself
have
chewing
never seen
it?
you.
You
Just
chewing
the-
it or
I
other
know, I
people
never
chewing
chew
it?
Yeah, I mean, if I had thrown up and didn't have the opportunity to brush my teeth, I would chew some, but particularly minty stuff.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Do you like
Gross. All
mints?
right.
I'll eat a peppermint.
Okay.
I hate mint flavoring. To me, mint is toothpaste,
Oh, yeah.
and it's just. But like gum, it's like it's the texture and knowing it's just completely imbued with the spit of whoever's been chewing it. Like
Yeah.
just repulsive.
That's
Okay.
kind of a gross thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
That's true.
You guys got any?
Oh man, I don't know if I have 4.
Yeah, you can do a top couple.
Number one, Brent in that wig.
Yeah, that's
It's warm. I'm heating up.
yeah, you can take it off if
Yeah,
you
I
like.
know.
But it's yeah, that's
That's why I'm glad I'm done.
I don't know why, but your head looks 8 times bigger.
way
than it did
bigger. Yeah,
before you
definitely. You must have got the small hat.
You look like you have tiny shoulders and a giant head now. If there was ever a moment, audio only listeners, to go to YouTube or Spotify
Yes.
and watch the video, skip to the 2-hour mark of this
You
episode.
should wear that to the grocery store.
behind his
So I see half the turn behind your ears.
You can ponytail it.
Oh my!
Oh, you can do a man bun.
So gross.
There is no such thing as a man bun. We
That's right.
You got any? You got any phobias?
Yeah. Do I have some phobias? I don't know if I do have like a real phobia of stuff.
Nothing
like,
you're irrationally just.
Yeah, like I can keep thinking, but maybe Julie, you have some.
I do
Yeah.
have, well, snakes for mine are like, I am so afraid of
Yeah, well, I'm
snakes
scared of snakes,
that
too.
it doesn't matter if they're poisonous or if it's a garter snake. I will like pee my pants. I have peed my pants on a trail.
There's a confession right there.
I can't even watch them on TV.
Really?
Like I am petrified
I don't like
to the
snakes.
point that I don't even like worms because they remind me of snakes.
Snakes don't bug me at all.
I am so afraid of
My
snakes.
son had a pet snake for a while.
Yeah.
He was
No,
a
I
Oh,
can't.
couldn't stay in
If
the
I
house,
knew
yeah. So I
that
guess
somebody
snakes.
had a snake in their house, I would not go to your house.
Really?
Yeah, I'm scared to death.
My mom is scared of snakes, and she thinks if you're not scared of snakes, it's some evil thing.
I pretty much think that as
She's
well.
like basically like,
Yeah.
if you're okay with snakes, you're basically okay with the devil.
pretty much. I'm pretty much there. I hate them that much.
Snakes.
The other one is, so kind of I was saying earlier, the food in the sink. If I get up in the morning and the kids have left dishwater in the sink and it's cold,
Oh, yes.
and I have to put my hands
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's
down
a good one.
and
Yes.
I feel
in the
that.
cold
Nothing
water,
worse.
it's disgusting, especially
Yeah.
if there's food particles in the water.
Yeah. To me, that's on the same level as having to reach into the toilet.
Yeah, it's disgusting. Yeah, I hate
You guys
it.
hate sinks.
Yeah.
Yeah. 2. Look at you.
I do not like earwax when I see people
Yeah.
like have
Don't you
them.
love a good earwax avalanche though?
Yeah.
You feel it just go.
So
Yeah, when it falls.
I'm fine with my own earwax.
Never happens.
When it falls out and lands on your shoulder.
I'm incessant with
I
cleaning my
am
ears.
not grossed out by cleaning my own ears, but if I see like a little on somebody
Gotta be
else's,
used for that.
I know.
Oh no!
You should never get to that point.
You can watch the YouTube of them
Just
pulling it
bad for
out.
you, man.
Yeah, you watch
Dude.
the YouTube video of them digging it out.
Oh, what's that,
Okay.
Dr. Pimple Popper?
Yeah.
They say that, and I'm obsessive with cleaning my ears. And I'll go in and they'll look in your ears like if they're doing a checkup. And they're always like, "Wow, these are really clean." I'm like,
Oh,
"Yeah,
yeah.
Forget the whole Q-tips, just push it in business.
will
You're just
die
doing
on
it.
that hill.
You're
Yeah.
just doing it wrong, dude." Hygiene.
Then the other thing is kids when they have like dirty nails. So it's funny because
Like my kids, like
my
my son.
my nephews when they'd be at my house, I would like do their nails. So they still
You actually thought about this.
all my
These are
nephews
good
like
ones.
Yeah.
they'll still talk about it. That whenever I was at Auntie Julie's house, she would clean my nails and clip them. So I would get
You
toothpicks.
used to do that too.
I
yeah.
used to get toothpicks and clean
Wow.
under their nails
Oh,
and clip their
wow.
nails, and so they tell their mothers, "Do my nails like Auntie Ju does,"
Oh my goodness.
because I
No one does
cannot
my nails
stand
like
it.
Julie. Mine are in no particular order. 2 of them are because I have a condition called misophonia,
Yeah, it's right.
and I hate sounds, like certain sounds. I think I've talked about this on the pod before.
Yeah.
So eating sounds, breathing sounds, not a fan.
Anything that
Anything
sustains
sustaining
life.
your life, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. With that, 1A, 1B would be just like anytime the gain on a microphone is too high and it's picking up the saliva
Oh, the
and
mouth
someone's got a
noises.
dry
Yeah,
mouth,
okay.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
it kills me.
Yeah.
I can't
There are
do it.
podcasts I can't listen to because of that.
Yep. The other one would just be it's kind of an irrational fear. You ever standing on like the Grand Manan ferry or on a cruise ship and you're on the railing and you just have that like
Rush.
If I jumped in,
There's
Yes.
a term
And
for
I'm
that.
going
You
to-
guys remember what it is?
and
I
I'm
listened to a whole
going to
podcast
jump in.
about
Why
that.
am I going to jump in?
Yeah,
What-
yeah,
and
yeah.
and it just overwhelms
No,
me.
there's like
This-
there's a term for that. That's a
So we
psychological
were talking about that.
phenomenon.
My son, when we were on the
just like
cruise,
that. This is so.
he's like, I want to jump
scary.
in so
Yeah.
bad.
Same thing,
Yeah.
like top of a
Yeah.
building, or
like we're on a
anything.
big cliff. Like,
Yep.
why do I?
The more you
feel
guys
like
talk, the more fears I
gonna
guess
jump.
I have.
Yeah, I think it's hilarious, frankly, that of the four of us, you're the one who can't think of any
Well,
fears.
maybe because I have them all. Maybe I'm
last
scared of
one-
everything.
Or you just are convinced they're all perfectly
Look
rational.
at
My
your
last-
ChatGPT history.
Yeah, there you go. You got too many. My
might
last
have a few
irrational
here.
fear is anything touching my neck.
Oh,
Really?
Is
so
the hair
strange.
bothering you right now?
No, it's just like I don't like if Melanie touches my neck or
Okay.
if something grazes it. I don't know if someone got strangled in my lineage or something, or if someone was hung.
Interesting.
But I have some weird.
Wow.
Maybe,
If someone
maybe
was
there's
hung.
a mason or something in my
There you go.
lineage. But like
Okay.
it's an irrational thing.
You got 4R, that bad boy. Get rid of that.
Makes no sense. Yeah,
wow.
I have actually.
Yeah?
I actually have, just in case there was a. It didn't fix my. Don't touch my neck.
Yeah.
Okay.
We
So-
burnt my
good.
grandfather's Masonic apron last summer. That was fun.
Oh, that's cool.
Really?
Just get rid of that stuff.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, guys, this
Okay.
has been fun.
Awesome.
This has. Thank you for coming
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
It's
Yeah,
we've
thanks
been
for having us.
We've been having people asking, and
Yeah.
so
Yep.
we appreciate you being on the old back.
We're really
corner,
glad you
so.
got better from cancer so you could come on our show.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, also for like your life and your
Yeah.
family and
You
your
know,
children, but
for
for the
other
back
reasons.
corner is really
Yeah.
what really matters.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Amazing. Thanks, guys.